bullshit. Take some time for hate. Never take a second of bullshit. Make them come at you straight. Somebody will catch you running, coming from a vegetable fate. Everybody has a purpose, something that can deviate. Feed the adrenaline. Keep coming back again. Feed me until the end. I'm turning venomous. Feed me adrenaline. Lately I can see the colors changing my invisible face. I can feel you hold me under. Nobody can feel the play. Come here just a little closer. Let me feel the breath on me. I'll tie you up for the reason. You're someone I will always need. Feed me adrenaline. Keep coming back again. Feed me until the end. I'm turning venomous. Feed me adrenaline. Feed me adrenaline. Keep coming back again. Feed me until the end. I'm turning venomous. Feed me adrenaline. Feed me adrenaline. With all of our hearts, it pulls me in. Without a doubt or a second chance, and both of us will make our way. Without doubt, don't be ashamed. Pick up the pace. It will not be long to finish out. Don't hesitate. They're all the same. It will not be long to finish out. And maybe this time you will see the difference between them and me. With all of our hearts, it pulls me in. Without a doubt or a second chance, and both of us will make our way. Without doubt. And when you find your light, your demons will start to fade. This will soon be over, and I will have saved another life. We'll do things right.
Mr. Prof, can you hear me?
I can indeed.
You can. Okay, well, that was an interesting last-minute scramble to suddenly make things work with the match getting rescheduled on us there at the last second.
Yeah, I mean, what was 5 games that we tried to get through? And
yeah, that was just getting frustrating.
Yeah.
All being rescheduled, so we're going to go with a game that we should hopefully be able to cover. If not, I don't see Vexed here. I'm going to give it another minute or two, and if they don't show up, we'll just switch to another one, because why not? We've got time. I hope, if another game hasn't started.
I think we all hope at this point, but
we do all hope.
Yeah, I mean, it's the French versus the British, so French versus the British. So it depends what section of history you're looking at, but I think it went well for both those countries at a stage, and didn't go so well for either of them at later stages.
Indeed, I'm kind of.
I mean, I say British as though it's a country, but I mean, it really isn't.
No, it's more of a conglomerate of nations. That's probably why it's called the United Kingdom, right?
Something like that.
Iced coffee, good.
It's 3 countries and then like part of a country. Because the Irish didn't want to submit fully. So they submitted half, I guess.
The history lesson from Prof. Gotta love that, eh? Let us see. We may have to... Okay, well, it looks like the Frenchies say they are playing it, but they're late. And according to ESEA rules, they need to be here within 15 minutes, and it feels like that's probably passed already.
According to me, they have 2 minutes remaining to arrive.
2 minutes remaining, so I guess we shall see. But thanks, guys, for joining us nonetheless. This is ESEA Main Europe. And unfortunately, today seems to be one of those days of reschedules. It's kind of hard to find a game because our QBF game, which I was really excited to do, I was actually pretty keen to cast Quantum Bellator Fire, the team that actually made it into the Legend stage of the meta, and that's been rescheduled to the 25th, so we can't do that one. But there are some other games going on at the moment, so if this one doesn't happen, we just thought this one might be fun because Kaylee's in this Vexed team, and we're going to cast them at 11. So why not cast them at 9 too? Because who wouldn't want to see jumping headshots with a USP, right? Except if you're Pasha.
Highly suspect, of course.
Highly suspect.
I mean, wasn't ESEA the actual one that gave Valve the information to put through the ban that eventually changed so much of history?
I think it was. I think you're right about that. That's that's actually pretty hilarious that that's the case. What other game do we have that's live that we could go to that hasn't started yet? Because that's always the key factor here. If you go to a game that's already started, it's... Do you want to do a game with a team called Majestic Lions? Does that sound good? Do they sound majestic?
Sounds quite crazy, I'm not gonna lie. And they're from Slovakia against dodareY from Sweden. Seems interesting.
Could be interesting. Could we see another Eastern European powerhouse a la Guardian from Slovakia? I don't know.
Well, I mean, there's a couple of players. I mean, I don't think it's enough to make a full team, but they certainly aren't, like, you know, there's no dearth of players in that region, I don't think.
Well, shall we take a look-see on that one and see what's going on there?
Certainly.
Let us see. Sorry, guys. Can't really say much about it. I mean, I'd love to make excuses, but we don't really know why. The team confirmed they would be there, and they're not there. So, oh, well, I reckon we go with this one. It looks like the pistol round's underway, so let's do this. It's dodareY versus Majestic Lions CSGO. Slovakia versus Sweden, and it's Cobble. And there's some drop play coming in.
Just let me get in first.
Well, things are dying already. 2 kills there for the Swedes, and 1 in reply for the Slovakians. 3v4 at the moment. And the CT side, the Swedes, looking pretty good here. Interesting that there's actually a CZ purchase there on one of the players. Not something you always see, but he has a battle going on towards A-Long, and the Slovakians are winning it handily. 3v2 at the moment. dodareY fully flashed there. Still gets the flick headshot nonetheless. A little bit of a Kaylee shot there, one would almost say. The bomb is planted, and it's down to the last player here, vurig, and it's not going to work out. He gets dropped again by dodareY, who on 8 HP did some crazy work there. Gets a 3k in the round.
dodareY looking good there. Wonderful way to start off. I mean, this is basically Cobble Knight and Nuke Knight in ESEA, so it's going to be lots of rushing B.
Let's hope so. Of course, our carefully crafted research on the teams that we'll be covering tonight is absolutely wrecked, so do please forgive us for not knowing much or anything about these teams, or even whether they're any good. We don't know.
Yeah, I mean, they got interesting names, I'll give them that. Majestic Lions is up there with a couple of the other... I mean, we had one team last night, FD, that... I mean, you can't really say their name in public without being laughed at and or taken in for questionable ethics.
Fart Girl Digterra or Digiterra.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we don't really speak Danish.
It was
so
more the
maybe there's
acronym,
something lost in
the
translation.
FGDT, as well as against the fact that they're against DP, and they did get
Yeah.
DP'd, unfortunately for them. But
Yeah.
another story entirely. The T's are on a full buy, CT's on the force buy, not the full force. I'm assuming Palm 1 is probably the guy who's going to pick up the Orkin string. He hasn't bought anything here. I'll have to see
Or
how
he's
that
going to be the
plays
guy
out.
buying it all, I guess.
Yeah.
Desty's going to pick up his first kill. That'll be on Yarrow. Actually, it's second kill, what am I saying? We hear the shot of a Deagle ring through. There's a couple of players on A. dodareY actually stacking A, which is slightly unusual for force-up on the Cobble map. So, Nuko's going to pick up another one. That'll be Willif going down. Uno is going to grab himself Ebuyer again. Double kill there. Double headshot, actually. So, Uno looking good at the start of this game. And then Slingard is going to get a return there. So, the rest of Majestic Lions just pushing into the side. There are a couple of them low, but I don't really see Slingard being able to do anything. He's going to take a fight though. dodareY giving away his life, and that'll be, I mean, a fairly worthless gun, but still a gun nonetheless in the next round. He does have himself a CZ and armor, so this could come back to bite Majestic Lions a little bit if they weren't, or if they don't play carefully in the next round.
Jeez, Uno was just crazy there on entry. It's almost hard to understand just what he got up to there, particularly that second headshot as he just moved in the spray transfer, pre-fired the corner and wrecked the guy.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did say it's a region that, I mean, maybe they don't have enough fantastic players to make a top-level team, but they certainly have enough players to make a lot of, you know, very, very good mid-tier teams. As we can see in teams like Mouse at the moment, you get somebody like Oscar coming out. I mean, Oscar's obviously been around for donkey's years, but you got Sticker, you got Zero, you got, I mean, you could almost say half of the old Hellraisers lineup was from that region, and they all look pretty good, but I mean, Majestic Lions might be a couple of the next cabs off the rank if any of the players can keep doing well.
Yeah, while this round's going on, which should be an almost certain victory, maybe you can check for us where these teams are actually sitting on the log at the moment.
Give me a minute.
Well, let's hope they do give you a minute here with this. We've got 3 players towards B long here, the Platte area, hoping to maybe find some kind of action against the terrorists. And now there's a little bit of gunfire being traded here, but it is, of course, the bomb towards A, and there's only one player in A. And you mentioned it, that Mac-10 actually coming to bite the T's there. As Slingard gets himself a kill in drop with the Mac-10. So, numbers not looking great, but definitely equipment with the guys here of Majestic Lions. And a majestic shot there from Desty, taking down Palm 1. And there's another kill from Doddy as well. He's doing really well with that AK. 4v2 now, we got to expect the bomb plant to come in. It's got to be a win here for Majestic Lions, but for dodareY, maybe when they come into the buy in the next round, things will go better. Again, a Mac-10 ringing out here for the CT side, something that they've appropriated from the terrorists, getting them a kill, so that's going to help their money at the very least.
Yeah, and I mean, Majestic Lions at the moment is 4-4 in the log, and dodareY is 3-5. So I mean, mid-tier probably a little bit less in terms of where they're sitting in the log. I mean, it is a massive log. I mentioned that last night, but there are something like 140 plus teams in the ESEA main here in Europe. So I mean, you really have to be top of the pops in order to be, you know, to really have a shot at making the qualifier or the playoffs. So I think that at this point, Majestic Lions and dodareY probably not going to be making season's end, but certainly would be nice for a couple of these players to get their name out there and, you know, maybe jump up to the next level of team.
Indeed, I'm running out of characters here to fill in terms of who's actually playing tonight, so it'll have to be ML and no Majestic Lions. I'm kind of upset about that because I do think the name is particularly majestic.
You could just go with Majestic and have a gift of the line. I suppose that works too.
I can't even fit that in, man. This is a problem. 3 games makes it difficult for that YouTube description. But nonetheless, the game is ongoing here, and of course...
Oh, touchdown nade. And it is indeed going to do a massive amount of damage there to Luco.
Oh, geez, that tickled him rather further than he would have wanted to be.
Yeah, I think that's a little bit more tickle than probably closer to a punch to the gut.
Prophecy with the humor. This never happens on a broadcast. What the hell?
I'll save that for Twitter, I guess.
Jeez, you are on fire today. Got to give you that. That's for sure. Meanwhile, a little bit of fire being thrown there by the CTs, but nothing really coming of it just yet. It's interesting to see that they kept the Mac-10 on the CT side. That's an unusual one because they're not going to be going against any players without helmets. Yeah,
I mean, dodareY's actually got almost no utility. I can't actually check their cache at the moment, but it really does seem odd that they have very little utility outside of Slingard, who does have that Mac-10. So Fire's actually going to be doing quite a little bit of damage there to Luco, who's down at 22. So definitely within one-shot range here of the Mac-10. And dodareY is going to have a very, very rough time holding off this execute, though. Majestic Lions has a ton of utility. Slingard has to hit this kill. He does. That's actually the high HP. He gets himself the second as well. And Oreo is going to grab himself Dodie. And Majestic Lions, I mean, the name says a lot, but unfortunately the play leaves a lot to be desired at this point.
Yeah, and standing in the flames, they're going for the kill. Nearly gets himself the second as well. That was ballsy play there. And Desi now on 13 HP, not got a lot to do with 4 seconds left. He needs to save, and he's going to be doing that. And hey, Bravo, thanks for joining us. Glad you're enjoying it, and you're most welcome. Happy to cast.
Yeah. I mean, it's fun to cast again. Haven't done it in a while, apart from last night. So, back in the saddle, I guess, as Majestic Lions. Well, they'll have to see if the saddle still fits, because they lost the first round, first buy round, as it were, and didn't look very effective on that buy round either. I mean, didn't really do a whole lot of anything, despite having a mad advantage in
The fast play.
And they're going to try to run through the middle here, and and Palm are just going to eat that up all day long. dodareY as well as Desti are no longer part of the Majestic Lion pride.
I like how you put that. Your mic is distorting a little bit when you're getting excited, mate. Maybe just knock it back a notch or two on the gain. But there's a kill through smoke. Well, we'll see. When you get excited and shout again, we shall see. There's another T going down. That's Luco goes down. 3-1 here in terms of scoreline for Majestic Lions, but 5-2 in terms of the numbers alive on the server. And you got to think the Swedes should take this round unless something crazy happens. Trying to bait out the peak, and he does really well there, does Petchen.
Almost gets himself a second there, as Slingard tries the same thing. He's lucky enough to not get hit in the face, though. Petchen does not get a second bite of the cherry, though. Slingard does, and takes all of it.
And down to the good old numero uno, the last guy, and he's going to get headshot there. Goes down to Slingard. Slingard doing some amazing work in drop there in the last couple of rounds.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's actually... I mean, you could see that he's playing the more... How can I say? The more modern style of drop, where you actually play outside. Back in the day, it used to be that you'd play inside the drop with either a P90 a la Get Right or a Swag 7. These days, most players will actually play outside a drop, since you tend to just die if you hold inside the drop area. And Slingard there, I mean, he had to rotate in to try and help out, but good work in the end. As the shots are going through, Palmy, once again, offered on a platter. dodareY takes a big chance there, and he's going to give Palmy more than enough chances, as is Uno.
Oh.
And yeah, Palmy, he certainly has been practicing his clay pigeons, because that was some very, very good shooting there from the AWPer of dodareY.
Did you see that in that Navi versus SK game earlier, where Simple lined up that angle that Palmy was standing at there as a warbang and killed Fallen?
No, I didn't.
He shot him through the middle doors from outside. He lined it up quite deliberately in that sort of angle where you sit there at the connector door. That's where Fallen was sitting, and he got wrecked. And there's somebody else getting wrecked. Yeah, that nade should be money, and it is. But the AWPer gets run down there, does Palmy. We were talking about him. And a 4v4 at the moment. All those players towards the B bomb site. And there's gunfire being exchanged everywhere. Another 1v1 trade there. Both sides getting one, yeah. And Yorio should be able to get some damage on them. Doesn't drop anyone just yet. But they are swarming all over this bomb site.
This is taking far too long, though. Majestic Lions has allowed a full rotate from dodareY, so they're going to be fighting a 3v3 here. Petchen is on low HP. He's now 1 of 2, as Uno gets killed there by Virig on site. And
spots the foot.
Yeah, so unfortunately that gives up the game there, and Petchen's got not a whole lot of anything to do right now. He's going to have to hit some silly shots, and I don't see him being up to it. He won't be. Virig spots the side of the head and removes the side of the head in due course.
Indeed, you're breaking up ever so slightly there, but we didn't have full robot voice, so I don't know. It might just be your cable or something. But 4-3 at the moment, and the Swedes taking the lead pretty handily there, I'd say. And overall, after a good start there from Majestic Lions, it hasn't really been majestic from them. It's been the Swedes swarming all over them there. And as you mentioned, they took so long to actually go into the execute there, allowing the rotate, making it easy.
Sorry, just testing the mic quickly. I just want to try and fix that one up.
All good. Meanwhile, we've of course got Majestic Lions with not a lot to work with, and there are kills coming in. Thank you for Auto Director for making sure we don't see any of it. Very nice headshot there from Yorio. Is that a Swedish Oreo?
Isn't it just Oreo? Because they all have a Y at the end of it?
Oh, you're right. You're right. I'm sorry. Why am I such a potato? Well, there's all sorts of reasons that we can go into, but I hope you won't wreck me too badly.
I think I'll go easy on you for right now, but I mean, Tommy's look pretty good on that AWP. I mean, could be I think no scoping a couple, but a little bit more as Slingard is about to be sent home. Unfortunately, that was not a very good play there. Luco just holding the correct angle. I mean, there's not a whole lot he's going to be able to do. He does have armor.
He's got time too. He could go to the other bomb site, but he's not going to go to the other bomb site, interestingly.
Depends how long he waits here. I mean, dodareY are going to rotate at least one player back, so he's got to hit the shot. Not going to hit it. Willow picks up an easy kill in the end there. So 5 rounds in a row now. dodareY are starting to build up a massive bank. I mean, Majestic Lions would probably have to win 3 rounds back to back to even have a shot here at cracking the dodareY bank, and it's not looking very good. Yeah, not at all.
Gee, Palmy there on 9-5, and that's also the question with somebody with a 1 at the end of their name. Like, they used to call him Hen1, and then he became Henny, then he was Hen1 again, and it seems like the consensus is back to Henny. But it's not Lucas 1.
I mean, that's the thing. But either way, I mean, he's got a silly 1 in his name. He is now removed. Dodie kills him. Sorry, Uno killed him. Battle of the Orb is not going in his favor. Luco once again eats a rather chunky nade there. Some rocky road. As Virig picks up Dodie. So the aggressive, I mean, is that a lurk really? It felt like it. I mean, very, very far ahead of his team. Not really doing a whole lot of anything else. As Petchin goes down now. And it just seems like Majestic Lions are too happy to take one-on-one aim duels without any real assistance. They don't have a buddy system going on. It makes life so difficult. Unless you can, regularly hit those headshots, or at least win the duel somehow. It's not going to go in your favor. And at the moment, dodareY seem to be more than ready and able to win these fights against Majestic Lions.
Yeah, they look a little aimless there from Majestic Lions. They've clearly got the aim based on the early rounds with the pistols, but when it's come down to the actual side executes and a more strategic approach in proper buy rounds, they've looked a little bit less than confident, shall we say. And hello to you, Wee Chips. Good to see you here, mate. Haven't seen you for a while. Hope you're well. And meanwhile, it's all well in Majestic Lions. They're leaving it so late. This is like a Navi-esque lateness, but they don't have time, I don't think, with that money that's just dropped there.
Yeah, 15 seconds. They actually have to win these fights. I don't know if they can actually get the bomb plant done. They're going to win the first few, but unfortunately the trades are coming through, and at the end, Virig cleans it up there. 3 quick frags, actually, as he and Oreo are the last left alive on the side of the Swedes.
Indeed, and yeah, well played to Bravado from last weekend. Let's hope that they can play just as well this weekend, Mr. Bravo. Bravo to Bravado. Let's hope. They're going to be facing some pretty tough teams. Definitely, I'd say slightly more skilled teams than we're seeing here tonight, but we do have another couple of good games coming up, both from Vexed Gaming, and one of them will have Kaylee in it, which is really interesting to see. He was such a great player, and then, of course, decided to cheat.
Was he a great player, though, is the true question.
He was always a cheater, apparently. But who knows? Lots of gunfire being exchanged, yeah. So let's focus on the action for now, and we'll get... Okay, maybe we can actually get to that question. I thought they were about to execute there.
Yeah, Palmy takes a ton of spam there on the plat position. It's not the most common spot for AWPers. Tends to get flushed out pretty quickly. You really do need the spawn if you're going to play that spot, and Palmy is fallen back to the more regular position of the fountain. It's actually a double AWP here, so this could go very, very south for dodareY. If they don't hit their shots, they will hit... Well, they'll miss the first one, they will hit the second one, but Palmy is on almost no HP. If he gets naded at all, he's in a world of hurt right now. And kills are coming through. That'll be Slingard. He's actually died inside, and Petchin gets a second. One quick kill there by Palmy, but in the end, just not enough. The rest of the team gets cleaned up before he can really get going. And dodareY, what a way to lose your 4th round.
Yeah, it seems to be a feature of Majestic Lions that they wait quite a long time. And for once, when they decided to go, they hit their shots. It wasn't anything fancy. It was Petchin getting a couple of crazy entries there. But that wins them the round. And of course, to again confirm for you guys, yeah, Kaylee is coming up later. Unless he... I guess, reschedules their game somehow impromptu, because the first game was going to be them too, and it didn't happen. So let's see what happens. Meanwhile, what is happening is Dottie's getting himself a kill there on Slingard, so that means that Drop potentially has a little bit of space in it for them. And there's the push from the CTs as well, getting punished by Desty.
Yeah, that could have been a huge day by Virig. Unfortunately, just spotted by, I believe it was the player in mid, and then killed by the player holding the Dragon Law halls. And that is a real pity because they now have to move players over, and they are sitting 2 on B and only 1 on the A side, obviously. And it does look like it's going to be another another B hit here. Majestic Lions hasn't really made huge attempts at A unless they've been on saves. So dodareY will be lurking. He's going to spot himself another free frag. That'll be Palmy. It's 2 players not really spotting the player, or not really aware of what's going on. And once again, yet another rotation. Will Williff have heard that? He should have.
He didn't react though, so he seems very intent on the door here. And I think there's going to be the fight on the B side. dodareY also coming in on the lurk again and rounding it out very nicely there for Majestic Lions. But yeah, Mr. Wee Chips, they really do take their time, don't they? Old school Navi vibes in terms of how long they're taking, but definitely don't think they're in the same wheelhouse, shall we say.
No, not at all. Majestic Lions, I mean, they've picked up 2 rounds in a row here, so dodareY actually, Bank has been damaged quite a bit. They've only got 1 player who's buying up an armor and kit. The rest of them all on the deagles, so certainly are confident in the 1 taps. I don't know if it's going to work out this round, though, as they have a very angry set of African predators on the way towards them.
African predators from Slovakia, as it turns out. The 5 deagles, will they be able to do some damage? We've seen some really good aim out of them, but it's not going to help when you're peeking into the crosshair of an AWPer who's as fast as Uno. Gets himself one.
Yeah, gets himself a very, very easy one as well.
Yeah, unfortunately for them, not finding any favorable engagements just yet.
Palmy's about to take a very ill-advised peek. Okay, dodareY does it first for him, so good kill there by the AWPer of dodareY, but he will get turned out there by Luco, and Uno swapping out from the Eagle, swapping out from Wolf, realizes it's probably best to be using the AK against the rest of this lineup, and it's a 1v3. I mean, he does have the AWP close by, so it's not an entire loss, but Oreo will be doing his best to be sneaky. Can he be a proper snack, though? I don't think so. Crab walking out. Misses the first shot that he had to hit, and that'll be the end of that. And Uno will pick up his AWP as well.
Nice and easy there. You do got to ask, though, when players come out of B-plat there against what they know is probably going to be a pistol or a shotgun or something close range, why not just throw that flash over before you peek the first time rather than taking the straight-up fight? We saw earlier with that for SK with the Mag 7 just decimating the Navi team when they all just dry peeked him and he had nothing but a Mag 7 and no armor. It just seems ill-advised to me that teams still do that.
Yeah, I suppose they're trying to make the fast play, and then throwing a flash would sometimes slow that down. But I do agree with you there. I think it's similar to the buddy system, except your buddy is the flash. He makes your life easier, and there's still, I think, a lot of players, even top-level teams, that will sometimes just take a chance, like, oh, let's just rush out here and end up running into a shotgun or, CZ, and just end up giving away unnecessary kills, and in that time it actually ended up costing them pretty heavily.
Indeed, some nades being exchanged there. You gave me yours, I'll give you mine kind of thing, and unfortunately for the T's there, they actually came out a little bit worse for wear in that particular exchange. One of the nades doing the sum total of 1 damage initially, which is...
Looks like we're going to have what we call the black poison.
Oh, here we go. Doesn't have a Zeus, though. I'm mildly disappointed by this, but this could work out for him. Oh, he falls off at just the wrong moment. I think the timing undid him a little bit with the smoke dissipating there. Another boost towards the A side as well, and somehow failing the easiest boost in the game. Well done, guys. Down drop they go. Ooh! Headshots flying in here for the CTs, but there's Petchin with a couple of nice entries too. Oreo now trading back. He should have gotten that one, but he didn't. It's a 2v2. dodareY on 32 HP and his counterpart on his team going down, and there comes the CTs to round it out. And faster than I could talk, it was all over.
Yeah, you got to feel sorry for Uno there. He's the one that gets hit in the face with a shotgun shell right behind his teammate. So sometimes that is how CSGO works for you, but I do not understand why they sent the AWPer down drop. That is incredibly brave. I mean, sometimes it can work. We saw SK earlier tonight running that, but I mean, you got to have extreme confidence in your AWPer being able to hit dirty flicks to make that one work, and unfortunately he just got a bit of bad luck, ended up getting killed, and from there on out, dodareY I think always just had more players alive. The Majestic Lions had to get some really crazy shots in order to pull themselves out of that round, and just weren't able to in the heat of the moment.
Indeed, so full buys on both teams again. Let's see what they're able to do. Uno, they're opening up matters on Palmy, taking down his opposite number, the Orpa. That's going to give Majestic Lions a foothold in this particular round. We chips, yeah, I do notice it's actually not towards the edge. If you got any tips on how to change it with the command line or something like that, I would love it. Whew, I think he's loving that headshot as well. They're very getting a beautiful, cheeky little offhanded shot, and also burning Dotty down low. That's going to help his team's cause immeasurably.
Yeah, Dodie, I'm not quite certain why he decided to hang in the fire. I mean, it wasn't Flash, possibly hoping for Brig to re-peek him, but not really the best idea in the world there, as Brig will get it's a knock on the door, so is he able to answer? He is indeed. He's going to shoot Petchin in the face.
Oh!
He's going to shoot Dottie in the face as well, and now it's all up to Uno to make something happen here. I don't see that happening. As he's got a pistol, it's not enough, and that'll be the end. Virik picks up another 4 kills this round. He has been magnificent on the CD side here for the Swedes. 15 and 7 is Virik, and looking like a real monster this game.
Jeez, a couple of those headshots were crispy as you like, hitting them, making them look easy as well. Palmy also contributing well here on 12, Slingard doing well in drop. So it looks like they're going to take the victory. Yeah, of course they are in the CT half. It just depends. A 9-6 could be a lot nicer than 8-7. What can they do against what's a pretty weak buy from Majestic Lions here?
Yeah, I mean, Majestic Lions is traveling at a hell of a speed, though, so they're going to have to hit the shots. They do indeed. Slingard not up to the task. And it's now falling to Virik. Does he get the first? He does get the first, doesn't get the second, though. Williff is now going to rotate straight through the smoke, gets the first kill. He's not going to get the second either. And unfortunately, dodareY just not winning these trades at all. Luco is going to get double. He's going to be part of a double peak, and now we see Majestic Lions finally using the buddy system, and you can see how effective it is. Palmy is the last remaining member here for dodareY. And he's got it all to do. Does have an AWP, so the HP difference is not magnificent. As Petchin will plant the bomb, and Palmy gets the first one, doesn't get the second, and that is just trading out to perfection there on the side of Majestic Lions.
Indeed, good work there. 8-7, so it could have been a 9-6 very easily, but as you said, the buddy system came out, the rush came out, and it worked out really well for them. I'm going to try and see if I can fix this UI. Why is it scaled in this way? I don't understand. I don't understand. I haven't changed anything from normal. Why has it...
OBS. When all else fails, blame OBS.
Yeah, I want to blame OBS, but it's not. It's literally... it's literally CSGO that's changed the UI size. It's like moved a little bit away from the corners, but it's okay. We'll get on with it anyway. No worries there. 8-7 going into the pistol round. Yeah, this is of course a slightly T-sided map, but in the current meta we've seen CT doing a lot better, and the CTs need to do a lot here onto Uno, and he's going to do well, getting himself a double there. Desi on the other side chiming in too, and all of a sudden only 2 left alive here for dodareY, and that was a sneaky angle there. It's all over.
I mean, I like the idea from dodareY, I just don't... I don't really agree with pushing up the danger area there. That's my only concern. I mean, I suppose trying to get the short angles on the Glocks, or the short range on the Glocks, but you do kind of come out of drop at, you know, or not drop, sorry, you come out of danger one by one, and if Majestic Lions is up to the task, which they clearly were, they just sort of shoot you in the face as you walk up. So, good idea, bad execution, I think. And now we see how good is dodareY's T-side, as Petchin is going to spot Oreo and is more than fast enough to remove the young man's face. Sort of like Face Off, but not as bad.
Jeez,
And
that
Williff,
movie was bad.
Yeah, well, I mean, Williff is doing his own impression of that movie as he just wrecks Luco there. I mean, do they have the gold eagles? No, there's no gold eagle in CSGO at the moment, right?
There is one that's gold and silver with like a stripy pattern. I can't remember what it's called, but there should be a gold-plated eagle there. It feels like you need that Lord of War gun, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the Lord of War gun, and then you have to have gold dualies, because of, I mean, that would also be from Face Off. Cast Troy with gold dualies. Make it happen, Valve.
Down drop with deagles. This does not seem like a fantastic idea, but what do I know? It's probably going to work out.
Well, Destiny does have an issue in that he's got a very slow-firing gun, so he's going to have to hit some nutty shots. He does, in fact, gets a lucky headshot there on Slingard, and Virik is his second victim. So Palmy and Williff. Well, I mean, Williff's got 2 kills, so he's done enough. But he desperately needs to do more now. Can he do it? It's Doddy. Not going to spot him in time. Doddy kills him. And Palmy is the last remaining member. He is the AWPer, so I'm not really happy the fact that he's also bored into this. And I just don't see anything happening. It's 17 seconds. Why is he walking in here?
Oh, jeez.
Well, he's going to walk in to die, but I still don't understand why he went to that side. He had a bomb plant at A. And the bomb.
Indeed, let me try this HUD scaling command and see what happens. Wow, that didn't work well. Okay. Why do you give me the wrong information? Why are you like this? Wee chips. Why do you do this to me?
You trusting chat?
Okay, well, it's back where it was. That didn't work so well, but there's some action going on towards middle. Yeah, the MP9 doing some big damage. Even almost has time to reload there, but big balls on Uno to stick around here, considering they're spamming through the smoke. Takes the time to reload now, but it's going to be the cover from his teammate that will keep him alive, and he's going to go in to round it out there. Some easy eco frags for the quad kill.
Yeah, Pechin stole his kill as well, so another reason to get slightly triggered, I guess. But Uno, I mean, he's made more than enough money to pick up that AWP. And unfortunately, his opponent, Palmy, does not. Armor and Deagle buy worth?
Yeah, I don't think it was worth it. He's shown himself to be really useful with an AWP. And oh, here we go, the Black Poison player, as you mentioned, coming out again, going for the boost there. We also saw Cold Zero doing this pretty well earlier. And oh, the headshot, the pre-fire, he knew it was coming, and he wrecked him. Verrig looking so good tonight.
Yeah, that was wonderful, actually. I mean, it's not usual that players will actually check it. But I suppose the earlier boost, and especially that shotgun shell that he tried to fire off, didn't go as well as he thought. And the ideas were given up. Slingard has gotten a kill on Doddy, as Pechin is quite unaware that he's actually been flanked entirely. Who's going to spot who first? He does spot Slingard, but is unable to hit the shot, and Slingard, well, I mean, he's a headhunter tonight, and certainly Pechin is one of his... What do they... They use it for, I believe it's like... You consume a person's spirit when you shrink their heads, do you not?
I think so, yes. Well, some head is going to be shrunk here. Not a headshot, but the kill comes in and they get the free AWP. So I guess all's well that ends well then, considering that they didn't save for the AWP originally. But some nutty headshots coming in there. Some head harvesting, head hunting going on.
Yeah, I mean, Slingard getting the second kill I think should not have happened, especially because he wasn't spotted first. And unfortunately, Pechin just didn't hit the shot that he had to. And Slingard more than up to the task at that range. Better gun as well, so those 2 kills really shattered the Majestic lines of defense. Yeah, I mean, you saw them trying to save, but at that point, they'd already been overrun through the connector area as well. So horrible situation for Majestic Lions at the moment. They are in a force buy. And there hasn't been many good-looking forces at the moment. Harvey gets the first kill. He's going to repeat. He's going to give his kill away. Luco gets the kill there. That's an AK. And they do have the AWP. There's 2 players pushing through. They don't have the bomb, though. So Majestic Lions will have to rotate very, very quickly here. Last remaining member on the side is Pechin. Can he make a better play than last round? No, he can't. Verrig finishes him off. And we now have a 2-on-3. At this point, I think Majestic Lions probably just try and save. You have an AWP, you have an AK, you have a ton of utility on one player and a kit. So extremely brave, I think, to try and go for a retake here, and I really wouldn't recommend it.
Yeah, I would not either. Jeez, Verrig just looking dialed in tonight. He's doing some amazing work. You can see how quick he is as well in tracking targets, flicking to them. Doesn't seem to be using a particularly high mouse sense, but still his movement is very deliberate, very quick. And I think it makes him very ideal as an entry player. He's just finding kills everywhere and not dying, which is a rare thing for a player going in to take contact.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with entries is that when they tend to have a good game, you usually win the rounds that they have, you know, massive wins in, or a lot of kills in. So
just look at that, 20 kills on Verrig, and two of his teammates, Willif and Oreo, not even on double figures. And we've hardly said Willif's name throughout this game, but he does have 9 kills at least, so he is contributing. On the other side, it's a little bit more even in terms of the contributions overall. And we're even on the scoreline, 10-all at the moment. This is ESEA main Europe and a group stage game here on Cobble. Haven't cast Cobble in a while, so good to do a little bit of it. Of course, when you cast South African CSGO a lot, then sometimes you get kind of sick of Cobble.
Yeah, it's one of the 3 home maps of South Africa, along with Mirage and Cash. So,
Ooh, you almost want to play the Jaws music when you see Vurig getting ready to go.
Yeah, I mean, ML is holding that angle. I don't know why players do that weapon switch. As he must have heard Oreo jump through there, but Vurig could use that as a bit of a bait. No, he's not. I mean,
Traffic jam.
Traffic jam. Yeah.
Not working out there. Still even Stevens at the moment. A minute left to go.
It seems like they suspect something's up. They must have heard the jump. So Oreo, does he get the drop on Doddy here? He does indeed, and he's up to the task. Unfortunately, Doddy taking a tiny bit of damage allows Oreo to get that kill, and that is a huge problem now for Majestic Lines. It does look like A split is on. The player at the wooden area is, I mean, he's got it all to do. They've actually run straight past.
This could be huge.
Petchen, please hit the shots. Please hit the shots.
No, he only gets 1. That's just not enough, I don't think. But there's the AWP from Uno ringing out, and that might give them a chance in this round. But Oreo, in the site here, he needs to do more. Finds himself a very cheeky headshot with 1 HP in this 2v2. 20 seconds on the clock. There's no time left. They need to make a play here. They don't have the HP to work with. Luco should take him down, and he will. And it's down to Slingard. What can he do on his own? 10 seconds, and they know exactly where he is.
Yeah, he can't do anything. He's going to get the first kill. Does he have the second? Don't peek, Uno. Don't peek.
Oh, jeez.
And fantastic.
Oh, no! Jeez. Wow. Okay. Through the wall there. Beautifully done. It's just that if only it was 2 seconds earlier.
I mean, you can't really fault Uno there. He basically won his team the round. I said he had to get some, he had to get a kill or two as dodareY was hitting the site. Got 2 magnificent ones and just really shut down the whole dodareY push. Along with Petchen. I mean, he didn't get much more than 1 kill, but I think, again, just those couple of seconds that they slowed dodareY probably bought the rest of the team enough time to rotate in, and at that point, dodareY just didn't have enough players to really take those aim battles, as Dodie and Desti get hit with an absolute nuclear weapon in drop there, and that is a difficult situation for an already difficult position on the map to play.
Command and Conquer Red Alert 2 calling in an airstrike. Didn't feel good there, both of those players smarting, and oh geez, Uno's going to be smarting after getting casually mowed down with the AWP like that from Palmy. The AWP battle here has been pretty entertaining between the two so far.
Yeah, they've actually been very, very good, and Palmy gets fed. Well, gets fed another one by Petchen. Unfortunately, Petchen has not had a very good CT half at all. Multiple missed chances and just not looking good all around. Desti, he's got the AWP now. Can he get anything done? It is going towards his side. He knows something's coming his way, but the backstab is on. As Desti, it's all up to him. He's taking more damage through the tree. Hasn't even seen a player as yet. He's going to have to hit a shot. He's not going to hit a shot. Blind as a bat. And that will be that. Luco, though, he's playing a very sneaky position, but it seems as though Palmy...
What? Through the smoke? Might have seen him on radar, I don't know, but... Interesting work there. Your mic, by the way, unfortunately is freaking out a little bit again. Just a slight sort of clickiness. Maybe you can try to fix that. Sorry, guys, we don't always have control. Sometimes equipment doesn't want to play along. But both of these teams here to play, and at 11 all, pretty close. Being treated to a pretty good game here, and it's not the game we originally thought we'd be casting, thanks to a couple of teams rescheduling at the last minute. So we are covering this one. And unfortunately for Majestic Lions here, on a force buy, they don't really have a lot to work with, so they're going to rely on either an aggressive play or perhaps a little bit of overzealousness on the part of dodareY to give them some of those close range engagements they'd be looking for with those pistols. And with 1 minute 15 on the clock, nobody even taken so much as a tickle yet. Just nades being thrown and a little bit of posturing going on. You're hoping somebody's gonna find an entry. Ooh, the AWP barrel's been spotted there by dodareY. This could be big for him, and he gets the headshot. Does he get the second? He gets the second as well. That's fantastic for the CT side there on the force buy. And through the door, he sprays down 2 Willif. We haven't said his name much, but he just did amazing work there. Knows the angle perfectly and uses those weapons as bait. 3v3 now.
Yeah, it's a 3v3 on the B site as well. So, I mean, dodareY has a massive advantage here. Can Majestic Lions do anything? They've got an AWP and a CZ. Not really the best rounds or the best weapons to retake, and especially Petchin. I mean, I've mentioned him. He's not looked good a couple of times on the second half, so he's really going to have to make magic happen here, and they're going to decide no magic today. Shop is closed for business, and they will walk themselves out.
Showing themselves out, in fact. One of them's going to go hide in a tower by the look of it. Yeah, that's the Swedes now going into the lead. And there was some nice action towards mid there. It almost looked like Majestic Lions could be doing something amazing in this round, and they very much did. Unfortunately, just not able to follow through on it. The rotation from dodareY looking pretty good there. And I got to say, the Swedes here have looked a lot better than the Slovaks when it comes to T-side and the decisiveness of deciding to go for an execute when they have an advantage. It just felt like Majestic were a little slow on that sometimes.
Yeah, almost as though they were second-guessing themselves as to when to actually make the plays. And, I mean, dodareY, as I often say, you know, you can make a bad decision, you can make a good decision, but the worst is making no decision. And I think it's played out a little bit in Majestic Lions here. They've gotten wrecked a couple of times by hanging around too late, not making the plays when they should have. And dodareY just got those seconds of extra value, and in the end that seems to be making a massive impact here. Majestic Lions gonna try force up again. Doesn't look very good for them though.
No, it does not. They're going to be relying on that AWP to do some of the work for them in this round, undoubtedly. And Petchin, he had a pretty good first half, it felt like, but in the second half, as you mentioned, he's not shown up to the same degree. And I don't think he's well, I mean, we haven't really seen him with AWP. It's been Uno who's been looking pretty good with it. It's interesting that he's not dropping it over, but of course that would be because he's got the armor.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I mean, at this point, I'd still give Uno the naked AWP.
Yeah, well, he is top fragging for the team so far. Has looked good with the AWP, and if you have an explosive player like that, why not give him the opportunity to be explosive with the weapon of his choosing, which is the AWP. So not going to be doing that, and you got to say, dodareY should have this round, but it just depends on where that AWP goes and if Petchin can actually find something with it.
Petchin does have the spawn though. That might be the reason why he's going for the play.
Going towards
aggressive.
mid, yeah.
He has to hit the shot.
Oh, but they're rushing him down. He gets shot through the wall as well there. Down he goes.
Yeah, that's just brutal. And dodareY straight through mid. No cares in the world. As, they're going to do as much as they can. Mollying out the vents as well. dedareY can't get into the side. He's going to have to win a fight. He does. That's against Oreo. But Uno... Oh, Deagle, clearly not his friend, and Palmy will get his opposite AWP there as last two remaining players from Majestic Lions, super low HP. One's got an AK, he's already buzzed out, and it is only dodareY holding the dirtiest angle on this map, but I can't see that working at all.
Jeez, and he's eaten a nade and some spam already, and they still suspect that he's, still shooting away at him. He's going to get a kill before getting traded off, so as you mentioned, the dirtiest angle on the map, it at least gets him $300, but not much more, unfortunately. dedareY going to hang on to that AK and try to use it in the next round with the team. It looks like they will have a relatively decent buy. So, should have the AWP on Uno as well. So, pretty much lost chance to Lunia now for Majestic Lions.
Yeah, this is the round where they can either get themselves back into the game or probably lose it. As, I mean, third round bonus. They might be able to buy an AWP in the next round if they do lose here. dedareY does certainly have quite a bit of cash. But the rest of them are tapped out entirely.
Indeed, they are. Verig, 22 kills, towering above all else here. And Uno's going to need to get on that level. He's the guy who's been doing the best so far. And fast they go, actually, through drop. That's interesting. And unopposed in drop. I wonder if they heard him. They did. dodareY gets executed there with a headshot. Now all sorts of confusion in the ranks of the CTs. Yeah, dedareY will be able to trade it back, bring it back to a 4v4 at the moment.
Yeah, and I mean, at this point, dodareY, they're in a difficult position. They probably know that there is a player in drop. dodareY hits an absolutely filthy shot on Oreo there, and Oreo, I mean, that was the player that probably needed to make things happen. He was in the drop area, and that means that there's very little likelihood of a late lurk from dodareY. They'll leave Wilf behind, but I mean, no, it's actually Palmy that they've left behind, so I mean, I can't see him doing anything here. He does have the AWP. It's not as common to see an AWP lurk, but yeah, he's going to bug out now. There's no point hanging around here. Once again, all up to Petchen. I've gotten on his case a couple of times, but he certainly does have the ability to hold this push. He has to make something happen. He gets the first, doesn't need to get the second. That'll be Owner, and Petchen will get himself the second in factors. That is Palmy as well. So Majestic Lions looking good there. 4 alive at the end of the round. dodareY not looking so fantastic there, as they will have enough to buy out, but this will be the last round in which they do. Majestic Lions, I mean, they can break the money. I think both sides can actually break each other's money here, so a very, very critical round for both teams, as either of these two guys needs to make something happen.
Yeah, this is the round that it comes down to. Is this going to be where one of these teams breaks the other and breaks the game open for themselves? Those nades in drop doing a little bit of damage, but not really enough to hurt them too much. dodareY in their previous round with the stolen AK did some pretty big work. I'm surprised that he dropped it over. Petchen.
Well, I called him out. He's done very, very well of late. So yeah, he's looked very, very good at the moment. But dodareY, that was an interesting. Once again, just I don't understand why only one player is walking out there. Like, ideally, you'd have two. I mean, you certainly do have... I mean, okay, you have Palmy with AWP, but I mean... I don't know why you're pushing only one player out long. If they're holding with an AWP, if they're holding an AK, it's a very, very difficult set of corners to check by yourself.
Well, he's generally been the hard lurk. That's pretty much what he was attempting to do there, but doesn't come off, as you say. Lots of drop action going on. Very getting himself an entry here. Auto Director making sure we see nothing, but we are going to catch that. Luco getting a kill before getting traded off. 3v3 at the moment, 35 seconds to go. And a very good chance here for the T's to take this. And Oreo getting a very nice shot there, but the bomb plant gets stopped. Oreo now bringing it in for a 2v1. It's all on dodareY, and he was the hero a few rounds ago, but he's under so much pressure, and they know exactly where he is here. Not chancing the plant just yet, but the player there towards drop, Vurig, is going to be harassing the CT, and it takes an off angle there, but the peek from Oreo, that's a little unexpected that he peeked that way, but takes him down.
Yeah, I mean, peeked right into the correct angle and just a lot quicker there, and that should be the end of Majestic Lions' money here. They could maybe force up an M4 or 2, but otherwise the rest of them... We've got a Zeus. Okay, dodareY? Yeah, dropped it. That was definitely...
It was a misbuy.
A misbuy, yeah. So, I mean, a better force buy than I expected, but certainly not a good one when you're running up against 4 AKs and an AWP with full utility. So, Majestic Lions certainly in with a chance at winning this round. And they make it happen. The dodareY is the one holding the drop this time. He's got himself that CZ. That's the one thing to notice. I mean, Majestic Lions has been very... actually, both Majestic Lions and dodareY seem to be quite dynamic with, you know, which player plays which position. Palmy has moved around quite significantly despite being the AWPer.
Well, that's what
Uno has done. Well, I mean, let me put it this way: on the CT side, like they move around quite a bit, even though they don't have the AWP, which is like okay. Like here, Uno hasn't often played that front area. He's usually played long if he has it all, and then he's played B. Now he's playing the close angles, which was Petchen's area, but well, Vurig's area is like shooting people in the face. He's done 2 of those. And Wilf chimes in as well. He says, I can also do it. Vurig at the moment has been quite the monster this game.
Indeed he has. All down to Petchen now, and Petchen doesn't have a heck of a lot left to do but hang on to the weapon that he's got. And there is the possibility of a player tracking him down. It's Palmy with the AWP, who's probably the closest player, but I don't think it's going to work out. Oreo coming there through the connector door and putting him down. So that's possibly the final nail in the coffin. As you mentioned, they were out of money. Went for the force buy, and now if they didn't have money in the previous round, they really don't have money now.
Yeah, they got absolutely nothing.
So this is ESEA main Europe. It's 15-12, and that's 3 map and match points in this best of 1 for the Swedes from dodareY. Looking pretty good. Verig showing some amazing form there. Also seen some great shots from Palmy as well. Let's see if they can round this out.
Uno flashed aggressively through the smoke. Can he make anything happen? He was spotted though, and Verig, well, he's a head collector, and he's certainly doing a very good job at adding to a fairly large collection, it seems, tonight as Verig continues his Lord of War ways, because he seems to be doing huge damage. Verig gets another one. That is Desty. It's a 2v4 to save the game for Majestic Lions.
Oh,
and, well, Palmy's going to steal it from him, but I think we can give that one to Verig. And Palmy will steal the last one as well. 16 to, I think it was 10 at the end.
That was a mugging at the end there. Verig trying to pad his stats, and it just didn't happen quite for him, did it? But overall, actually a far more entertaining game than I expected it to be. So I'm suitably impressed.
Yeah, very, very good play there by the boys of dodareY. I mean, they had some rough moments. I don't think that Majestic Lions are entirely without credit here. They did pretty decently on some of the rounds, but just indecisiveness, I think, costing them in the end. A couple of rounds when they had good positioning and then either just lost a fight that they took too long to do anything with, or try to take 1v1 fights.
Yeah, it didn't work out for them as well as they might have hoped. Let's jump into the next game and just see where they are at the moment. Maybe we'll take a break. Let's see where they're at, and maybe we can go straight into it, because that last game did start quite late.
Yeah. Well, I mean, did it start late? Because we were hopping around trying to find an actual game. It's another Cobble match. I don't like you very much, Extreme, so don't like you very much.
I'm not a huge Cobble fan either, but I did enjoy that last game. I felt pretty good about it.
Yeah, teams are warming up.
Indeed, we got 3 from the one team and the other 5 on the other side, so looks like we will have the game pretty soon. I think nonetheless I might just take a quick toilet break. How are you feeling that side? Do you want to take a quick break, or shall we just hit this one straight up?
I'm good. I mean, you can go take a toilet break. I don't really mind.
I did just drink a massive pitcher of iced coffee to keep me going.
Pitcher?
Not really, just a giant mug, shall we say. But we got 4 players on here.
A pitcher would have seemed a lot more hardcore, but...
It would have. I was trying to sound hardcore, you know. I mean, why not sound hardcore if you can sort of sound hardcore? So tell us a little bit about these teams. This is Vexed Gaming, Ebuyer, the UK version of Vexed Gaming. And then there's, of course, the French outfit, WGG, which we'll be playing next. And that one's got Kaylee in it. Yeah, so, I mean, Entropy currently sitting at 7-2. It's a predominantly British team, as you can see. They're playing the Germans from EntropyGaming. Yeah. EntropyGaming has played Cobble before. They actually lost to Run Up, who's also 7-2. So, I mean, looking like a pretty solid team. Vexed, though, 4-2 at the moment. They haven't played Cobble. They did beat Epsilon, who we saw last night, which is, I mean, we don't really know the exact relative level of a lot of these teams, but beating Epsilon, they look like a pretty solid team. It's an English and Swedish mix, actually, which seems to be the only way that the British can play. Is they get a couple of Swedes and then take, like, 3 Brits and somehow make it work. Indeed, I think we may have been mugged for the next game, though, looking at the listings here. Let me just make sure, because the Swedes have disappeared, so it's possible that because the Frenchies didn't show up for their first game, they might also not be showing up for their last game, which would be pretty disappointing to get no Kaylee in our lives.
That would be very, very disappointing indeed.
Yeah, I'm feeling very disappointed right now, actually, that could be the case here. Let's just make sure before we... Oh, sorry for that huge beep sound. Gotta love the Windows sounds. Yeah, it looks like it has been 11 PM has been moved. What are you doing in the background?
What am I doing in the background? Absolutely nothing.
Don't believe you, I heard sounds.
I've no idea.
Okay, well, maybe you just want to verify this for me, but it does look like the final game for Vexed WGG with Kaylee and crew has been moved, and it's probably because they can't play, because their earlier game they also didn't show up for.
Yeah, that is quite disappointing, but I suppose that is the way of semi-pro life. IRL gets in the way.
Yep, this is true. Definitely the case. And it looks like we've got all the players on the server, so we will be going into the knife round.
Yeah, Pickles loses the knife swag game. The rest of his team has some wicked-looking things, and Pickles has got the kitchen knife.
The default bread and butter knife.
Yep. Who's gonna win? Well, it seems like the swag of Vexed is pulling out ahead, and Entropy will go down. Unfortunately, you need a little bit more swag in your life if you're gonna win the knives.
I'm pretty sure it's Entropy, though.
What do you mean?
Entropy as opposed to Entropy.
Entropy, I suppose, same thing. I mean, comes. You know what entropy is, right?
Yes.
And I shall not explain it.
Good.
Go Google it if you don't know, if you're in chat.
So this is ESEA, man. This is the second game of the night. Vexed Gaming, Ebuyer, which is their sponsor. So if you're wondering why on earth they have a name like Ebuyer, it's because that's their sponsor. And we got EntropyGaming, both teams that have pretty good records in the championship at the moment. The Brits against the Germans. It is World War II all over again, and that was in terrible taste, but I'll take it anyway.
Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see. Vexed, as I said, only 4-2. They haven't actually played Cobble. We've seen a little bit from Entropy, or Entropy. And can they make it happen? Long-range fights. Just sort of like a death match at the moment as Ultimate and Vexed are going to be the first two to pick up kills, but a ton of damage has been dealt to the German team here as Ultimate comes through. He's going to get himself a second one. He's not going to get the third. Pickles finishes him off now, and Pickles has got the basic flank on Ica and Marley. He's the one with the kit, though. He's got to be very, very careful about not dying too early as Marley's trying to take the fight. Marley, though, hits a dirty shot in Vanity, and that'll be the end of the high HP player on Vexed. So it's all up to Pickles. He does have a kit, does have a smoke, so he could try some shenanigans here, but I just don't see it working. 1v2, can he work some magic here? Marley, timing is going to do him in right at the last second. He's not going to spot the player there as Ica more than up to the task. He'll shoot Vexed in the head. Well, he's going to shoot Pickles in the head, but didn't even need to.
Indeed. Well, we got two teams here from the countries that were the heartland of Counter-Strike Source, two of the powerhouses back then, and how the mighty have fallen. Current day CS, both regions, aside from the occasional flash in the pan from the Germans in the form of Big and previously Mousesports, which isn't really German anymore. You know, they haven't really been a force in CSGO. So let's see what sort of potential these teams have, and maybe we'll see a couple of these names in bigger teams down the line.
Yeah, it would be great if Pickles made it. But
ooh, look at Quicks, yeah. Gets through the smoke. Just crab walks very gently there, finds himself a kill on trip. Meanwhile, the rest of the players here for the T side, EntropyGaming, towards that B-bomb site.
I mean, look how much information Quicks has actually found out. They absolutely know that all four remaining players of Entropy have to be here, though. Vanity's going to go sit in the corner as Quicks continues to push out, so huge information being made. He hasn't actually seen the Dragon Hall area in quite a while. But oh dear, look at this. He's going to get the first. He's not going to get the second. Marley with a quick 180. But huge damage being done to Marley there as they realize that there probably isn't a player on A, so they're going to try to rotate back now. But huge amounts of noise being made, elephanting all around the map. And Vexed will almost certainly rotate to turn around here. They'll leave one player. That will be Vanity on the platform. The rest of the team, they need to get into position here. They could still lose this. The guns are not in their favor. Pickles is going to try to take a shot through smoke. Ozzy is the... well, ooh. I was going to say he was the final ace in the hole, but it didn't really need to be, as I think it was... Who was it? Truth that got the couple of kills on A side, so well played there to that young man. And Entropy, quite rough.
Yeah, that's gotta hurt if you're in that sort of situation. Pretty even frag distribution so far. It's of course early days here. Vexed making Quicks work of their opponents. Rolled that
horrible.
That snare drum. Please down the hill. Down it goes. Terrible jokes there. I haven't gotten one in yet tonight, so I thought it was time.
2 pigs and a pseudo chainmail roll down a hill.
Pretty much. Pickles there gets himself a kill on Ultimate E. And meanwhile, the rest of the players here from the German outfit rushing up towards the middle, all flashed at the moment. Nobody from the CT side just yet trying to take advantage of it. Now the duel's coming in. It's a shooting gallery, and 2 on both sides dropping down. Trip now needs to find this kill to bring it back into even Stevens. It's actually Marley who'll get it. Vanity coming in from the balcony, and he should round this out, but that got pretty dangerous there for the CTs for a second.
That got very, very dangerous, and Vanity unfortunately not able to pick up the AK.
Yeah, they did miss it, I think.
My game froze. I was quite confused what happened there.
Oh, I hope your game unfreezes. Has
It's
it
unfrozen. It's unfrozen.
Okay, good.
Just wasn't certain what the hell happened. But Vexed, well, they're going on the farming mission at this point. So they got Aussie and Vanity doing some agricultural work. The rest of the team are a bit more reasonable, going with full long rifles up against some rather OP pistols.
Long rifles. I like how you put that.
Oh, fight's going to go down in the drop area as Vanity does go down, so agriculture not working out for him. Quicks is going to jump in, take a ton of damage. He's got to be very, very careful though, as Aussie will also go down, and that's 3 players down. So 2 on 2, I mean, very, very low HP, so unlikely that Entropy works this round to a victory, but they are looking very, very good. Truth gets the first. Does he get the second? Ica trying to take a fight here. Not going to work, as unfortunately both of them not really up to the task. Bit of damage comes through just to prevent Ica. Sorry, bit of fire comes through just to prevent Ica from pushing out there. And Truth will get it in the end. 3 kills for him. Pickles picks up 1 and Quicks the last. But I think Aussie and Vanity will be quite upset not getting any kills for their SMGs. Vanity does have a ton of money, so he's not. It's not the end of the world. There's both he and Aussie will be able to buy up fully, and we'll see the first gun round from Entropy here.
Indeed, 3-1 in this ESEA main encounter, and the full buy round, as you say, coming out. AWP in the hands of Ica and Quicks. So let's see what the AWP battle's like here. In the previous game, we did see a pretty nice AWP battle between the 2 AWP players. So let's see if they can bring us some thrilling action here on Cobble, because of course we don't always like casting Cobble, because yeah, it's Cobble.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, I think, a very stale map. There's not a whole lot of innovation that can happen on it. Most of the time, teams will go B. On occasion, they'll go A, and I mean, there's no really fancy things. As Manatee ultimately actually helps out Marley, and Quicks with a quick return.
Manatee, I love that.
I don't know, I just saw it as Manatee earlier, now I can't get it out of my head. Ultimate.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I think Ultimate is much better.
We'll go with Ultimate. So 4v4 at the moment. The Flash not working out towards long at all, but they do get the trade nonetheless on the A site. With 55 seconds to go, we should see some kind of execute coming towards the B side based on where the bomb is right now. But you never know with teams. Sometimes they do the late rotates. I just don't think these guys are going to do it. They seem pretty committed.
Yeah, Entropy, heavy B slant here. Vex doesn't actually have many players on A. That's pretty brave. They are going to spot the first player now. 1 player will rotate in from the connector, and it does look as though Vanity is going to, or Aussie is going to start cheating over, but he might be very, very late given how far this execute already is. Fight's going to go through. Vanity has to make something happen. He does. Actually, Truth getting helping him out there. As a Trip will pick up 2 kills. He is very, very low though, so it's a 3-on-2, and Quicks as well as Aussie are going to be walking through Molly, just holding the attention of Aussie, and he will get the kill there in the end. So Ica and Marley picking up the last 2. Entropy, good work on their first gun round.
Rounded out beautifully, you got to say, and 3-2 at the moment. Still early days in the game overall. This is the 6th round, and for Vex, despite the fact that it's early days, well, it's still quite dangerous for them because they're fully invested. You have Vanity picking up the AWP as well, the glass cannon AWP, so they got the opportunity to get broken completely financially early on in the game, which is pretty worrying as a CT side on a map that tends to traditionally favor the terrorists just a little bit more.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest problem with this map is the fact that if you don't have a lot of utility, it makes, especially the B side, very, very difficult to hold. You have to find some way of just slowing them down. Does Ultimate check the corner? No, he doesn't. He's going to spot the first player. That'll be Quicks. And unfortunately moves straight past the player up on boost. That'll be Pickles. And I mean, Entropy at this point, they've cleaned up enough players that I don't even think Pickles' late lurk will be of any use here. I think he really should have made an attempt to try and trade it out, but just a tad too slow. And Entropy at this point will get a bomb plant. It's a 5-on-2. Vanity will be looking to save as best as possible here. Pickles will be looking to pick up a weapon, I think. And Ultimate will greet him with a bullet. Probably not the bullet that he wants, and Vanity might actually end up giving away the AWP. Yeah, he's running, and he's running right into Trip's arms.
He's running no more as it happens, and no money either on the Vexed Gaming Ebuyer team. Unfortunately, the British output now depleted of finances, and that should guarantee at least another round for EntropyGaming here. And almost you got to think it might even be double save territory just for them if they want AWPs, but I don't know, are they going to take that much of a gamble or not?
I mean, the problem is that Quicks hasn't done a whole lot of anything. He's got, what, 4 kills at the moment, 5 assists. So I mean, he's not having a terrible game, I think, but on the CT side it is so important to make certain that you have full utility. So I would almost just say don't buy an AWP, just get a rifle and extra utility, as Truth takes a ton of damage. Ica hits a nice shot there on Aussie Pixels and able to pull it out there. Pickles is the last one left, but Marley, he's going to grab himself a couple of kills. And Marley looking a decent player, 10, 2, and 3 at the moment. Ultimate also looking quite solid at 8 and 6, as Ebuyer, well, their best player is Pickles. And hopefully he goes back to Metalocalypse's band, because I do think that it's a bit disappointing to sometimes miss Pickles, the drummer.
Reference game on point, Metalocalypse, one of the great things in the early to mid 2000s. It was wonderful.
I mean, the irony is Pickles is, I believe he's American, isn't he?
Oh, this play here from Quicks through the smoke. He did this earlier in the game as well, but he's going to get caught this time. Ica waiting for him. I thought he might do some big damage, and unfortunately for Pickles, this puts him in a bit of a pickle, I'd say, because the backup that he thought he had isn't there anymore. He doesn't have a player towards mid, but it looks like they're not going to swarm him, so he's getting a get out of jail card. Get out of jail free card, you know,
Yeah.
in this situation. Sorry, not enough coffee. I thought I had enough coffee, but turns out it wasn't enough to make the words work. But he's going on a fishing expedition, yeah. Maybe he finds something, but I think the timing might just undo him. They might have already slipped away. But it will give him a ton of information.
Yeah, I was going to say that, like, that might actually be better for them than him finding anybody, because that aggressive position, in a way, worked out, because now Vexed knows that Entropy must be going their way. It's still a 3-on-5 on the side, so it's not going to be easy. But, you know, forewarned is forearmed, and Entropy might be running into something that they don't really want to find out about very much. There is no control of the connector area, though. This could go very, very south if Entropy does move quickly through there. As Aussie and a couple of the others have their backs to the connector. Pickles is now going to be moving through. Vanity and the rest are starting the fights. Aussie picks it up. Ica, though, gets the kill. Sin and 2 others are in a 1v3 against
Very
Pickles. Nice. And fantastic team play just sets Sin up there for that kill.
Beautiful flash, gotta say. That really set up that kill nicely, and the overall execute from EntropyGaming, pretty good. They worked quite well off the early advantage that they had as well. So, gotta feel like they're looking pretty good. I'd say for Vex, they've shown a couple of flashes, but overall it hasn't been nearly as cohesive. But of course the T side's still to come for them. So even if they were to get only maybe 5 or 6 rounds here, it's still possible. Truth should get punished here unless he lands some kind of crazy shot, and he does land a crazy shot. Why on earth, Trip, were you pulling out the molly in that situation when you know there's a guy boosted?
I don't know. Maybe just one of those, like, why would a person do that?
Why do people do things? Because they do and they don't know why. Motives are really hard to discern.
Truth dodges the grenade as ultimate. I think it's just making certain that they're going to get the weapon away from the drop area. And Vex, once again, getting quite a bit of information. They do tend to play very, very aggressively, which gives you the bonus of extra knowledge. And I mean, that can be hugely important here. They are going to make a call. It does look as though they are now going to rotate back to the A. You can see the 2 players moving through the connector very, very slowly, just trying to dodge any sort of noise that could be given away by a player sitting in the drop area. As Truth will be left to defend, and the rest of the team will make their way towards A. So it's 4-on-4 in the site.
Ooh.
Pickles.
Why? He had all the information and made a complete hash of it, and that's 3 kills there for EntropyGaming. Through the smoke he goes, but he's only going to get 1 and get punished. Vanity now spots the shadow, gets the first kill. If he could have gotten the second one there, it was possible. I don't think it's possible anymore now. They know exactly where he is, and it's not going to work out for them. He goes down.
Yeah, I mean, he actually hit Ica with a tiny bit of damage there, and unfortunately, I think he needed to kill Ica, and then he would have had a decent shot against Marley, who had very, very little HP. So, Entropy, 6 rounds, actually 5 rounds in a row. So, Ebuyer now at max loss bonus. Can they do anything with this? Double AWP setup comes out. That leaves him very, very low on utility. So, Truth probably will take another aggressive peek there on the platform. Entropy, they haven't shown a tendency to be very, very aggressive. So
Oh, that was a nice
Quicks-
flash.
Yeah, Quicks actually takes a huge amount of damage there on long. And that's going to scupper any desire to play aggressively.
This play from Molly, this
Yeah.
could be big. Seems to have a sense of this player close, heard the sound cues, drops him down, and might find the player through the door here, dropping him low, and he gets him. That was some amazing play there. And meanwhile, Ultimate comes in, taking down Pickles towards long, and the site is in their hands. The CTs need a save.
Yeah, that was all set up by a fantastic idea there from Entropy. They flashed long, realized that the AWP is there, so the likelihood is he probably will have backup in the long area, and as a result, Marley could push out very, very quickly through the middle area, gets himself a very lucky kill, I'd say. Quicks rotating, gets caught out, and Marley then takes, well, I would say it's aggressive, I would say it's foolhardy, but it worked in the end. Takes a fight through the middle area, gets another kill, and that probably just ended the round right there. Vex could do nothing from that point on. And Entropy, 6 rounds in a row now. The boys from Britain not looking very, very good.
Indeed, and they're under pressure now as well. Truth taking one, takes another as well. You've got to feel like he's going to go down here at some point, but no, he's not. They're absolutely punishing the T's here. The T's throwing away guns en masse into the waiting arms of Vexed Gaming Ebuyer. And that was maybe a little bit of a misplay. After they lost the first 2, they probably should have aborted mission.
Yeah, I mean, they do quite a bit of damage. Vex can't really do a whole lot. I mean, they can maybe force up here, which it does seem as though they're going to try to. But they will be, again, light on nades. And that was, I think, a lot of the problem in the last round. They had no real way of getting Vexed out of trouble. Sorry, Quicks out of trouble. And they will be sitting... Actually, it's a better buy than I expected. 3 M4s and a FAMAS and a decent amount of utility. Not every day that you'll get a double AWP setup that goes south and you can still buy that much utility.
Yeah, it does seem a little odd, but they did bank a fair bit of money from those kills they got as
And I
well,
mean,
so a couple
first
extra
round loss
nades.
bonus, I suppose, as well.
True that. Nade doesn't do as much damage there as I thought it may have from Aussie. A nice position to chuck a nade at, because they are typically going to be players towards the back of halls there from the B side, so it doesn't do too much. Taking it relatively slow. Both of these teams not nearly as slow as their counterparts in the previous game, and their Truth opening it up, finally getting a pick with the AWP for his team.
Yeah, and that's the perfect way to start off there. That's going to slow Entropy right down. Trip is trying to walk out slowly here.
Ooh, he spotted
the
him.
player. And
Nice.
he's waited for Pickles to peek right into that crosshair of his, and that'll be the end of that. Once again, super fast movement here from the Entropy player, trying to push into the A site to make certain that there is nothing. And Vexed playing the very standard 4-1 setup on the, the A and B sites and B and A sites respectively. It's just not going to work out now. It's such a hard site to retake once the T's have control. They still have a couple of smokes and Molly, so... Oh, Ultimate, I think if he had hit 2 there, that would have been the end of the round. As it is, Entropy still has the smallest of chances of losing this round. Damage comes through there as Aussie takes a long-range fight. He's not going to get the kill, and that is a big problem. Trip is the snake in the grass. He has to make certain that he gets the kill here. Could be getting rounded on.
And there's
it is
Sin
in fact Sin. Yeah.
getting a nice kill there. Truth looking for some sort of satisfaction here. And these players are really low. This is doable for them, but they need to go now. The time is running out, absolutely running out. They need to take him down now. And they've got him, and it will be the round for them. That was very close. Not as close as it could have been. One more second, they might have been in trouble.
Yeah, I think Trip desperately needed to hit the shots there. He had to do a little bit more. Unfortunately, all he ended up doing was kind of dying. Didn't really buy enough time for his team. They had to protect Ica. And maybe Ica takes a bit more aggressive of a stance there, holding the balcony, but in the end, a very, very good retake from Ebuyer there.
Yeah, keeping themselves in the running for the half. They could still win this half 8-7 if they manage to chain a few rounds together. And despite a pretty slow start with the AWP for Truth, he's now starting in the last few rounds to pile it on, top fragging for his team at the moment on 14. So double AWP again for the CTs. Do you see this going well, Prof?
I mean, so long as they don't get caught out like they were last time, you can see it's a much more passive situation. Pickles, okay, I mean, he must have seen the shadow there.
Right,
and Ica still beats him to the hit. So either Ica is just insanely fast, or Pickles misjudged.
Pickles has had some pretty good kills, but he has also relinquished control early on there towards long, and Ike again getting himself an AWPer, the scalp of an opposite number on the other team. 5v3 at the moment, hitting the site pretty quickly.
Doesn't seem like they're very committed to this retake though. Ozzy's going to move and he's going to get the first one. Good flash there, but in the end, Ike gets a third. I mean, at this point, Vexed, just run.
As you're saying, that they're not that committed. One of the players runs into the site and the other two are just hanging back. That seems like throwing your life away almost.
It was very, very weird though, because I mean, Ozzy jumped into the site, but Truth was sort of like moving very, very slowly through the connector. Vanity, despite, already being pushed up aggressively on the platform area, B long, just sort of stayed. He just held the position. Ideally, you try and move a little bit quicker, but yeah, just odd. I really would have thought that Vexed would be a bit more aggressive in trying to retake theirs. It wasn't completely out of hand. I mean, they still had 3 players left. Could have done something. Vanity gets the first. He does give his position away, though. Can he get the next one? Trip is going to go down as well. So Vanity doing quite a bit of damage here to the EntropyGaming bank. They have enough to recover it, but still going to hurt.
Definitely so, and the Vex team, you wonder maybe in that last round with the player running into the bomb site late and the other two not really reacting in terms of the retake. Maybe there's a bit of a communication breakdown, maybe a little bit of tilt happening.
Yeah, it just doesn't seem as though there's like a lot of communication every now and then. It's like they do, they do a lot good, and then every now and then it'll be like, and now something's gone wrong and the players are not communicating and this person's trying to do something else. While, player B is sort of not on the same page, and not going to be easy to win if you get into those, 2v2s and 3v3s, because that's really where communication can make the biggest plays.
Indeed, B bomb site seems to be the intended target here for the German side of EntropyGaming, and there's Sin taking the duel there with Ozzy. He finds a very nice headshot on the second bite at it. And ultimate down drop at the moment. They've got a fair bit of control here, but they don't have the bomb site fully just yet. Playing it a little bit more carefully. The flank coming in. It looks like Trip is ready for it. He is going to execute Quicks coming in there. And again, this fast rotation style from Entropy. As soon as they get the kill that opens the way for them, they hold down W and they don't stop.
Yeah, and you can see Vexed not making any decision to actually rotate there. They're just holding the angles once again. Vanity's going to push up very, very slowly. But this looks like a straight-up save once again.
I like that little boost there. Did you see it in drop where the two players were standing on top of each other from EntropyGaming, one looking through the window and the other looking towards the entrance to drop? So they were in the position to stop from both sides the possibility of a rotation. It's the strangest thing I've ever seen.
That has a potential to go horribly bad, though, if the guy at the bottom gets killed by somebody spotting his angle, and then the guy on top just sort of falls into it.
Yeah, I found it interesting nonetheless. There's a reason why top tier teams probably don't do that.
It's just, you don't usually want 2 players in the drop. Just, once you've got control of anywhere, like having 2 players in the drop is really just kind of pointless, because, drop is a powerful position, but it can also just mean that any T that gets into drop can often just be locked into a prison that he can't get out of, and ends up being very, very useless in the at the end of the day. So Vexed, it's starting to get rough now. 9-4 for Entropy, and Vexed has no money to buy here, so likely is going to be 10 at the very least, but Vexed is going to buy up, so doing what they can.
Stop juggling your microphone.
Am I juggling my microphone?
Yeah, it's making quite a bit of mic noise for some reason. But yeah, 9-4 at the moment, and a fast B rush coming in. Yeah, the bleed play.
Yeah, that nade does tons of damage. As a Molly will go down. Vexed actually, it's not a lot of kit, but it might just be enough to slow down Entropy here. As the Germans are having a bit of trouble. They're going to boost up his Vanity. Does he get the spot? He is going to get the spot. That'll be ultimate down, and the damage comes through. Vexed will get another kill through smoke, and Pickles cleans it up. 3 players alive at the end. Entropy, well, that is not what they were expecting when they went into that round.
I don't think so, and based on the equipment that Vexed Gaming had there, you wouldn't have thought they'd have much of a chance, but the rush is sort of the great equalizer that happens often. Jeez, what is going on your side?
What? I'm very confused.
There's a ton of like creaking from your microphone.
I have no idea what's going on, but anyway.
Nonetheless, it's a full buy for both sides. It's the last round of the half round 15. We got the double off out for Vexed Gaming. Pickle's going to be under a little bit of pressure, and Ultimate seems to have the inkling he might be here, but Quick's very smartly coming in there to peek the angle with the AWP and dissuading any more peeks from the enemy here. Pickle's still set up there, so he might still get baited in nicely just by that play if the T's decide to use it, but it doesn't look like they're going to be doing that. And ooh, the counter boost comes in, and there's a trade, and that's plenty of information now for the British side.
Yeah, so Vexed will just hold the angles, vanity playing. I mean, this used to be the 200 IQ angle, but no longer is. It usually gets checked. As I say that.
Wrecked.
Completely wrecked.
Yep. It's always funny when as a commentator you say something like that and it happens completely opposite, but I find it adds to the enjoyment of casting, the unpredictability of it. If it wasn't unpredictable, what would we be here for anyway, right?
Yeah. I mean, Vanity, that was a good 3k actually to end off the round, and rescued a bit, I think, Vexed.
Yeah, keeping themselves in with a shout, I think, because it really did look like it was going to spiral at one point there for EntropyGaming. So 9-6 I don't think is the worst possible outcome. Although I do...
I'd say it's pretty fair.
Yeah, I think it's okay. I do think for Vexed Gaming, though, that the fact that they were able to save 2 rifles so often did sort of bait them into continuing to buy repeatedly when maybe a save would have been better to get themselves back into the game. I think they got a little bit lucky with that to actually come out with 6.
Yeah, I mean, I do think that second to last round there where Vexed actually got a fantastic nade onto Entropy, and they just slowed them down and took very, very good fights in the end. I think that was, I mean, had an element of luck to it, but as they do often say, you make your own luck, so I mean, 9-6 I think is fair. Entropy did seem the better team overall than Vexed. There was a couple of issues where Vexed clearly wasn't on the same page in terms of rotates, so we'll see. T-side is obviously a lot more about team play than it is about skill, and Vexed did have quite a bit of skill, so can they make it work?
Quite so. Let's see what is going to come out in this particular pistol round. 9-6 here, EntropyGaming in the lead on the CT side. Vexed Gaming with a little bit of work to do, but if they win the pistol round, they'll be putting themselves in a pretty good position to level up the scores if things go according to plan for them. But of course, the Germans don't want that to happen.
No, they do not. Very passive play.
Well,
Start off a cobble pistol.
Big contrast to what Entropy did in the first pistol round. They just held down W and went out long.
Yeah, that's... I've never actually seen that kind of play. I mean, clearly expecting aggression through the middle area, but that's not happening at all. And burnt off quite a chunk of time. Entropy deep in the site. I mean, this is just a massive contrast to how they played the T pistol, as they've got 2 players sitting at the back of A site.
Indeed, and there's a quick 2 kills for Quicks, getting themselves a nice entry there, making it a 5v3, and you'd think, yeah, unless they find a couple of quick kills, Essen does find a kill, it's going to be really tough for EntropyGaming to come into this. They do have a kit, though, so it is doable for them. Just need to find some of those quick headshots.
Yeah, and taking a very, very long time to actually get in here. They're going to make the play now.
Pickle's doing some work. Oh, and a team kill.
Just what you need in the pistol round. Marley finishes off his teamie with a headshot as well.
Very nice of him. What did he ever do to you, friend? Aren't we friends?
I mean, can't really blame Marley there. He's 17, 3 and 9, and I think Ultimate probably just crouched into his shot, but yeah.
Yeah, so there we go. Vexed Gaming picking up the pistol round and well on their way towards potentially leveling up. We've got to see, of course, how the anti-force buy round goes. It's never really an anti-eco anymore in the second round these days, unless it's a T-side that got a plant.
Ica's going old school. USP.
Wanting to pull out the AWP, though, one would think. So that's the route they're going to go. And Very slow again from Vexed. It's quite a contrast to Entropy, but it is a little bit of an echo of what we saw from the Slovakian team earlier on.
Yeah, I mean,
The Majestic Lions.
yeah, Vex does play a lot more passive on the T side than Entropy did, though. Like, they don't take a lot of control. As Mali will get wrecked there, but I mean, still very little utility expended. Sort of just waiting for Entropy to try and make something happen here. Ica,
And he
how
makes
did
something
win
happen.
That fight? I don't know. I have no idea how Ica won that fight.
Oh, and there's a headshot for Ultimate. He's now left all alone, and he finds another headshot nonetheless. This guy is really good with the deagle.
He does actually have the potential to win this. Ozzy is not looking good in terms of HP, and if he catches Truth here, he would have certainly heard him. Does he make the play, though? As Ozzy will be giving the information that it is likely Ultimate has pushed out. Ultimate trying to walk as slowly as he can. That could actually be the death of him, despite probably being... No, he's actually going to make the move now, so...
Oh, this is, look at this. The 200 IQ player. This is interesting. The bomb will go down on B, so completely duked there. Right idea there from Ultimate, but he's been undone a little bit, and he's in a situation now that's going to be really difficult to win, considering he doesn't have a kit to work with.
Yeah, I mean, I think he could probably just try and go for the save now. He's going to walk through the door. Does he check the corner? Does, but it's not enough. Truth gets the shot.
Nice and easy does it. 9-8 now. Vexed Gaming drawing ever closer, and you got to think they're going to draw level considering Entropy on pretty much a full save, barring a couple of, well, a single upgraded pistol actually. And that's an interesting one from Ica, because I think you need at least 3250 to be able to buy an AWP and chest armor. So don't know if that was the greatest idea.
Especially because I think Marley has enough. Maybe Marley's the one buying for him?
Potentially, we'll have to see. But
Marley's
fast
got
B
no-
rush coming out here. Ultimate not going to be ultimately doing anything. Gets wrecked, but Ica does find himself a kill. So does Sin. And the trades are coming in. Somehow only 2 alive there for the T side, despite having an overwhelming advantage. And they just ran right into the B bomb site, and illustrating why that's not always the greatest idea.
No, it isn't. I mean, Ica did quite a bit of damage there. Got himself 2 kills and enough to buy himself an AWP and armor. So, scuppers our ideas.
Well, he
So
did get himself a kill there. 2 kills, in
2,
fact.
yeah. 600 added to his bank. That's probably why he did it.
Well, if he didn't get any, he wouldn't have been able to. But yeah, as you said, Marty might have been able to buy it for him. But nonetheless, a little bit of damage being exchanged here, but nothing too major at this stage. And interesting to me about Vexed Gaming is that the playstyle almost reminds me of Bravado from 2 years ago. The way they used to play this map, incredibly passively, not taking a ton of map control. It's interesting to see those echoes.
Yeah, it does. I mean, if Entropy were a bit more of an aggressive team, I think that Vex would be in a lot more trouble here. But as it is, they get 3 players down.
Pickles.
That was a faulty shot there from Pickles. Takes out Ultimate.
And another.
He gets a second.
Wow.
And is able to trade out Marley there with the help of Vanity. And that should be the end of that. Entropy probably will not be taking the rest of this fight. And Vexed off to a wonderful start here on the T side. 4 rounds in a row. And the German side having a bit of a rough go of it at the moment.
Indeed, in truth, towering above all else on his team and on the other team as well, doing very well overall. And talking about Vanity, I met a cosplayer today called Vanity Insanity, and she was wearing a marvelous one-piece catsuit. She was Catwoman.
Was she Catwoman?
I don't know, actually.
Or was
Like
she
an-
Black Cat?
I don't know. I don't know comic book characters. I don't know anything. All I know is she was wearing a black catsuit.
I'll leave it at that then. I mean, it's no context, guys.
No
Could be
context
at-
whatsoever. Well, actually, for a bit of context, there was a Comic-Con has been announced to be happening in South Africa. So,
Oh, you see, I mean, that could have gone anywhere. It could have gone like one of those aftermarket cons, you know, where only adults allowed.
oh, I thought you were gonna say that I went to a gentleman's club or something like that.
I don't know if gentlemen's clubs have black leather.
Of course they do.
tend to
BDSM
have very
gentlemen's clubs. Anyway, that nade might do a little bit of damage towards the middle, and that is the AWP Ica eating a bit of shrapnel there. Of course, if you go to a gentleman's club, they always have a buffet. You'd usually eat something, and I didn't get any food, so definitely wasn't at a gentleman's club.
You're very upset with that. I take it as Marley is going to be facing a firestorm of players here. He does get the first bit of damage as Trip has been boosted up. That is a fantastically aggressive play. He needs to get these kills though, as Vexed has decided to run away from the flank and try get into the site. As ultimate, he has a massive HP advantage over Aussie though, and he's got the weapon to possibly win it. He does in fact win it. It's a 2 versus 3. Truth is going to get caught with a molly in his hand, but is able to get it out in time.
Oh, the flank.
Ike has picked up the AWP, and Ike takes the second as well. This man is an absolute beast on that weapon.
Fantastic work there from Ica, and the boost flank that came in, I think, sowing a lot of discord in the ranks of Vexed Gaming. They seemed a little confused, tried to accelerate on to the side, then stopped and thought, okay, wait, maybe we should fight him first. And I think that those extra couple of seconds allowed the rotation to come in and make it possible on a very, very ropey buy there for EntropyGaming.
Yeah, and I mean, that is the problem with playing that passive hold when you don't actually have any map control. If you don't control it, you know, they basically just 5-man sit B long, try and hope that Entropy is going to take them peaks at the time. And unfortunately, Entropy just takes control of boost, which is very, very odd. Usually, you know, have at least one player just spotting the boost, and in the end, Vexed gets done in by their own passive play.
Quite so. Nothing too much happening here. Just a little bit of a tickle from a molly, I think it was there on Ica. But with him alive and the AWP in his hands, he's always dangerous so far, as we've seen. Let's see what he can do for his team here. Meanwhile, Vexed Gaming piling up here towards A long and hoping somebody's going to get over aggressive, and Entropy just don't want anything to do with that.
Yep, Quicks is going to push through smoke again, a la Stewie 2K. He's going to walk himself up the danger stairs, as Entropy might have misread this at the wrong time. They have Tripped and Sin here, but neither of them is in any real position to hold against what is coming from the A long area. It looks like they're rotating someone through now. No, that's actually just going to be a double hold drop for Entropy. So, well, Trip, it's all up to him. He's got to be the hero in this situation. Can he do it? The rest of his team is not going to be in position. The 3 top fraggers are all sitting on B. Trip gets the second. He doesn't get the... He gets the first, doesn't get the second. Vanity picks up 2, and that should be that, as Entropy 3v3 retake. Vanity's going to get another one, as Marley will go down. Ultimate, he's going to try walk in here, but they're almost certainly spotting.
Oh, what a nice angle.
That cheeky shot, yeah.
Very nice work from him there, and he's poking around here. It's possible for them, but Vanity's already on the triple kill. He's probably going to be looking for more here. Pickle's in a very good position to stop any kind of incursion here from Ultimate. You can see they're thinking better of it, deciding, nope, not having any of that. And hey, Emil, how you doing, man? Vexed versus Fart Girl, I don't know. Maybe we'll do that at some point.
Well, it depends. The next game, it was supposed to be Kukli's team, but Kukli has decided to not play tonight, so there's another option.
You know, I should probably look for another option, eh?
Usually the best way to start.
Let us see, what else do we have? Could do the team preparation game. I remember casting team preparation in WSG. Well, no, it was ECS a couple of years ago, but okay, well, it just looks like they attempted to reschedule, and they might have, and they might have not. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Okay, well, we may or may not cover another game. I don't know, guys. We'll see what happens. Meanwhile, we've got full buys on both teams.
Oh. Ica legs the player coming through. He's not going to get enough time to pull out the weapon, though, as he does go down. Super aggressive from Vexed Gaming here, just charging straight through mid. And, I mean, Entropy, can they do anything? They're going to jump through.
Ooh, that shot was ridiculous.
Pickles has hit some nutty shots here with that AK. It's at least 3 or 4 in the last couple of rounds that have just utterly
that's spray transfer.
Marley himself, he might not have the one bullet aim, but he certainly does have that spray. As he is now the primary player is going to hit a guy through the wall, because why not? And Pickles, well, if ever a time to use that nutty first bullet, it is now, as he's not going to hit it Ultimate more than up to the task, and Pickles will have the favor returned in a big way.
Jeez, that looked for all money like it was in the hands of Vexed Gaming there, but that retake attempt, as well as the spray coming in from Marley, doing some amazing work there. And as you said, Pickles needed to land another dirty headshot after well, giving us something to get really excited about, and wasn't able to do it. So 11 all now, and again another close game on Cobble.
Yeah, I must say, you got to feel for Quicks. He's doing the prophecy. He's got more assists than he has kills at this point.
Doing the prophecy, yep. I can confirm this is a thing when we play matchmaking together.
Especially on Mirage.
Seems to be a thing, but it's a faster play towards B coming out here, and in they go. CT's getting caught a little bit, but there's finally some trades, and the trades are going the ways of the T's. Yeah, they're decimating them. It's all on Ica, and he's left with nothing but to save as the bomb goes down. Very quick plays.
Yeah, Vexed actually, fantastic use of this ultra aggression. They've realized that playing passive has not helped them. They need to get it going, and Entropy has just not looked ready and able to actually deal with this kind of thing. So Ica might run himself into a little bit of trouble here. He must have heard a step there. Yeah. The reload from Quicks actually prevents him from getting what would have been a very, very easy kill. As Ica is going to spot the first. He's going to spot the second.
Jeez.
Ica. That is some quick fingers there. As he might get himself a third. That is going to be Aussie. Does Aussie walk into the area though? He's going to think better of it. And Vex just making certain that they do keep just a tiny bit of bank. This is the problem for Pickles and Quicks, that they are not looking too healthy in terms of the buy as a result of Ica's brilliance.
Yeah, he has certainly been very good with the AWP so far, and if we have a look at the scoreboard there, he's second on the scoreboard in terms of overall frags. Marley adding to his tally quite substantially with that spray down a couple rounds ago. And on the other side, Truth doing pretty well, but I recall him being on 17 in the first half, so has cooled off a little bit, but still top fragging for his team, and potentially fast B play from a single player, but it is a fake. Bomb is towards the other side.
Does it work out there? Marley is up close with a CZ, and Ica will take it out. They will spot.
And the free gun.
Yeah, Marley must know something's up. You can actually see they've already told Ica, dude, you got to get across here right now. And Trip is going to be the guy. Okay. I have no idea why he attempted to use his
Zeus there, those shots! Ozzy, the little taps there. Very casual, but gets himself the second. I think Pickles may have mugged him on the first one. I thought for a second there it was Ozzy to get them, and unfortunately it's Ica again.
Pickles does look very, very good here in terms of the first bullet aim. I mean, it's obviously going out there a couple of times with not very much assistance in terms of flashes, but he is looking very, very good with the AK especially.
Indeed he is. I think on CT side he was a little questionable in terms of where he was placing himself. I don't think his aim has ever been in question. T side though, he's an absolute weapon.
Yeah, definitely a potent weapon in the hands of Vex at this point. I mean, as you said, didn't have the best of CT sides, but his T side has looked monstrous at this point. So can he continue? Yep.
Indeed, you mentioned the potent weapon. Well, Entropy don't have many of those.
Not at the moment. Pickles yet again. Puts a bullet between Trip's eyes. Ica gets a kill, is immediately returned though by Quicks, and Entropy not really in the best positions to try and hold off this push. They'll get one player into the back of sight. That'll be Sin. He's got himself a CZ and armor. So, I mean, a pretty dangerous weapon at close range, but he will get mollied out there, and Truth has spotted him, so they know what's up. Ultimate's lurk has been punished, and Sin trying to get information, but he is at a huge disadvantage. As you can see, Vanish just kills him off there. Marley gets another kill, pads the stats a bit, but Truth this time will remove him from play.
Indeed, and things are looking pretty dire for Entropy here at the moment. They're on a buy, but it could potentially be their last if they lose this round. And the money on the other side enough that it's not going to take a single round win for Entropy to break their opponents, economically speaking.
No, not a whole lot of anything. As I mean, the problem for Vexed here is that, well, sorry, Vexed has no problems here, as long as they don't screw it up. I mean, I do enjoy the aggressive stance. You can see it's a lot quicker at the moment as Quicks will once again move through a fairly dangerous area. They're going to flash themselves through.
They like doing this. They like pushing smokes, and it's completely wrong-footed the defense. This could work out perfectly for them. Yeah. Again, they're very good with the mid plays, and in they go.
Molly not working out, so the drop isn't covered. Quicks will be holding the back areas now. Might get lucky. Is he going to spot Trip? Might have turned away at the wrong moment in time, as it is Trip and Ica holding the long area here. They need to get a move on. They need to help out the players coming through the connector areas. Ultimate will go down. Ica now goes down, and that leaves
What?
Entropy in a horrible
How did Sun do
situation.
that? He had a molly that landed on him and he still got a kill, but it's not going to matter nonetheless. The retake completely rebuffed. Not going to work out at all, and 4 map and match points here in this best of 1 in ESEA main for Vexed Gaming, and they didn't look that great in the first half, but in the second half they've certainly put the foot on the gas.
They definitely have here. Entropy, unfortunately, they got a bit of a buy, hope, and a prayer. No wings, I don't think, as Ica. He's going to make a very, very late decision to buy. Doesn't actually have armor with that either.
Oh yeah, okay, well, needs nothing but headshots.
Yeah, to say the very least. And he doesn't have the weapon to do it either, as the molly will come out from Molly there. It's trying to slow things down. Vexed. Probably just trying to get as much utility out of Entropy as they can at the early stages of the round. They do still have a huge bank, so they can afford to waste Entropy here. But Trip getting aggressive that time is not going to work out. Truth is more than ready.
Nice
And
boost.
Aussie spots him over the smoke, and that's Marley. It is now a 3v5. Vexed have basically all but bought themselves a spot in the winners column. Ica is going to move through, and Truth is going to remove his head. So at this point, Entropy, they have been done in by the aggression of Vexed. Had a bit of aggression themselves, and it would work quite well, but as you can now see, speed kills, and it kills very, very powerfully as Vexed walks through. This should be a very easy win here in the end, and that'll be that. Vanity cleans it up. Well played by the boys from Britain and Sweden.
Nice and easy for them, and it works out pretty well. So we had the classic Counter-Strike source encounter, the Germans versus the Brits, and for once the Germans did not prevail, as it turns out. So shall we cover another game, do you think, Prof, or how are you feeling about this?
I am quite confident. I think we can do another one.
Shall we take a... Let's see, what do we have here? Sorry, guys, because unfortunately we've been undone by the Kaylee, which is the forfeit in the first game, and then not showing up for the second game, which we were about to do. So we're not going to be able to do that. Let's just see if we can find a game here. Team Preparation versus Team Luminary. How does that sound to you?
Let me just find the damn game. Sounds interesting.
Let's give it a go. Cool, in we go, guys. So, of course, this is the ESEA main coverage, and we hope that you guys are enjoying it so far. We're certainly enjoying getting a little bit of casting practice. It's a little different to sitting in a studio 2 days a week with a suit jacket on. So, it is interesting to do it on a smaller scale, and it's always fun.
That it is. Been too long.
Well, that does not seem to be the correct... it's just crazy. I'm on the wrong server here. I do apologize, guys. We will try this all over again.
Okay. Team Luminary versus Team Preparation has 1 player in the server.
1 player in the server. So I think what we will do now, after bringing you guys 2 games so far, let's take a quick little break. We'll let some music play for 5 minutes while we wait for the players to show up.
Sounds like a plan.
Cool. Back in a bit, guys.
That poison your mind is crashing, is falling, it's all coming down. Piece of the puzzle that you thought you
tasted in the air, and it leaves me wanting more. You crossed me once, it's left a bitter taste, and now you push me, I will tear you down. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. You think you know it all. Talk will only take you so far before you have to prove it. This time I'll watch you lose it. You're out of line and out of time. Just walk away while you still have your pride. If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. I will watch you fall. I will watch you If you're man enough to fight, then you're man enough to fall. What are you gonna do with your back against the wall? You played the game so far, now come and claim your prize. There's no escaping this time. You're just a know-it-all, but I know you're kind, and I will watch you fall. Watch you fall. It's cold outside, but I'm not worried for tonight. I shut my eyes and I'm alright. And if I fall, you'll catch me. They're waiting now for me to stand and make them frown. I know I'll make it through somehow when I have you to guide me. And now I see I am surrounded. I am the silence in the world, just a figure in the dark. Is this become before the storm? If I fall, you'll catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me, a burning fire that you feed. I'd like you to know it wasn't clear to me before, the gravity of what you are. You see the good inside of me, even when I cannot believe. I see it all through you. You're right. No uncertainty. This is exactly what I need. It made me lose sleep, but at least now I see. I am surrounded. I am the silence in the road, just a figure in the dark. Is this become before the storm? If I fall, you'll catch me. Push me back up on my feet. Be the strength inside of me, a burning fire like you. I brushed it off, pushed it aside, but I was looking for you. I'm always looking for you. I brushed it off,
And we seem to be slightly back. Are you there, Mr. Prof? Let's try that again. Yo, can you hear me?
I can indeed.
There we go. Shortcuts failing me there a little bit, but all good. We are back. Things do sound okay. They do look okay, I hope, as well. And thank you to you guys for joining us so far this evening. So, a little bit of a longer one, I'd say, considering we've, aside from the one game, had to do 2 other games that we weren't planning to do at all. So, all our research and hard work behind the scenes didn't do nothing.
Yeah, and we seem to be collecting games of the lesser spotted British CSGO team.
What is this? Lots of British CSGO, which is, I didn't know was a thing until quite recently.
Well, I mean, if they haven't really ever had a player at the top level, apart from a couple of the guys in Complexity in America, so...
I guess you could say Alex on LDLC when they were less bad.
Is he British, though? Is he just a French... Is he just an...
He's a French-speaking Brit.
person?
He's an actual Brit.
Just a French person who speaks English, though?
No, his surname's McMeekin. Does that sound French to you?
I don't know. If you live in South Africa, you wouldn't know, but there's quite a few French surnames in South Africa.
True that, indeed. Well, let's see what happens here. We've got one player we're just waiting for to come on to the server, and interesting to me about team preparation, I casted them on a number of occasions in ECS Development League in 2016, and this is completely a different lineup, completely unfamiliar, not a single player who's the same.
I mean, I suppose high turnover rate at the lower levels is pretty much expected these days.
Indeed, that would be the case. Mirage again as well. We casted a couple Mirages yesterday, I think it was. It's always interesting seeing in ESEA main as opposed to what we used to with the South African leagues, where it is literally just one map for the whole week, no matter what.
Well, I mean, the same idea holds in that it's like, you know, if it's week 1 or week 2, the same maps have to be played. But I do think that because there's so many teams and the league is so long, well, not long. There's so many teams that like a lot of the teams end up just rescheduling, and that's why we get this situation. Because team preparation has actually only played 4 games, and Team Luminary's played 7.
Indeed, where do they stand in the log at the moment?
Team Preparation 3-1 and Luminary 4-3. Team Luminary is a mix of mostly British players with 1 Frenchie and 1 Swede, so that's an interesting grouping of players. Preparation hasn't actually played any of their Mirage games yet. They've won 2 games, I believe it was on Nuke, so looking pretty solid there overall. Pretty big wins on Nuke, so I suppose you have to give them props. And Luminary actually have only... They were supposed to play a Mirage game, but ended up getting a forfeit win there, so 16-0. And the only other notable thing about Team Luminary is that they lost to one of the teams that we were going to cast in our first game tonight, A114U.
Oh, really? I think it's all for you, mate.
Is it all for you? Oh.
Although I like your theory better. It reminds me of when I used to work in a music store and somebody asked for an M1D1 cable. Which is a MIDI cable.
Yeah.
So it looks like we're going into the knife round here on Mirage's ESEA main, and it's Team Luminary versus Team Preparation. We didn't do any preparation for this cast because we were going to do the Frenchies with Kaylee, but Kaylee didn't want to show up today. Forfeited the first match and didn't show up for this one, so unfortunate there, and unfortunate, I guess, if you're Team Preparation in that particular knife round.
Yeah, that's quite brutal there. Team Preparation gets absolutely wrecked.
Indeed they do, so we go into the pistol round, yeah, and as is customary, Team Luminary are going to pick up the CT side, because it is a slightly CT-edged map. So let's see how they're going to do with the long-range USPs versus the Glock train of Team Preparation.
Yeah, Team Prep, they've got 2 people actually with smokes and flashes, so that should be a B play, I would guess. Unless they're going to try and push through the middle area, but it does look like it's going to be a B play. Just smoke out the middle and then push up aggressively. Lambie trying to take a fight through the middle area there. He's actually the Swedish player on Team Luminary. So Adam is going to push aggressively, and he's going to get absolutely wrecked. Actually hits Maketuk in the back there as Sin is able to instantly trade out, and the rush is coming in big time now as Luminary. Well, it's 2-on-4. They don't have a lot. They have no kit. They got a couple of USPs. It's a very, very difficult one.
Not going to go well, and not going well for Auto Directory
Oh.
as well. It's missing a lot, but look at all those kills coming in for Luminary. How's this happening? It's a 1v1. He just needs to land the headshot, and he does. I don't know how they did that. 4v2.
Preparation kind of fed them 3 kills, I think.
I wouldn't know. My Auto Director was farting out at that particular moment, so we missed most of it. Apologies. But yeah, some great work from Luminary there, and pretty much against the run of play.
Definitely against the run of play. I think team preparation will be just a little bit upset with what happened there. I mean,
Will they
lost
be
to
vexed?
4v2. Possibly vexed. More likely quite upset that they got tricked
Oh,
into making a bad play there.
Snare drums rolling down the hill, wrapped in chainmail, all of that stuff coming out with the silliness of the dad jokes.
Hey, you got to have bad jokes if you want to get started somewhere.
That's how casting works. I mean, you could almost call it an Anders at this point.
No. Anders doesn't have dad jokes. He's got worse jokes.
Yeah, his are pretty legendarily bad, gotta say. Fantastic. So, an attempt at mid-control there. All 5 players pretty much shoulder peeking there from team preparation, not finding too much after all. And considering they got the bomb down, of course, they haven't invested too much into this round. The objective, of course, maybe just do a little bit of damage, maybe get the bomb down again. That's why they're going for the potential rush out of ESEA as an engagement happens towards the ramp area. Lambi now ideally placed here to stop this rush out, but somehow he repositions, gives them a foothold, but not really much of a foothold considering it's an absolute massacre. I thought for a second there was a chance.
Yeah, Adam and Tesco just cleaning house there in the end as, I mean, unfortunately, Mace and Archer still... Oh, is that Mace or Massey? I don't know.
I'll go with Mace.
Mace.
Or Massey.
Alright, cool. Yeah, who knows? Either way, those two still sitting without a kill. Archer at least has an assist, so he's got that going for him, which is good. And Team Luminary, well, they're going to fight the power of the AKs for the first round. Don't have the best weaponry to deal with this, but certainly do have a lot of flashes to try and counter the aggression from team preparation. Mace, is he going to beat Sane? No,
Nope.
he's not. Sane absolutely executes him there. And what a way to start off a round.
I feel like you missed an opportunity for another dad joke there, but I'm not going any further than that, don't worry.
Well, the problem is... No.
We won't go there, but mid-control attempted from team preparation. Lambi dancing around in the smoke, and meanwhile there's the flank from Adam, gets himself a free AK for his troubles and brings it back to a 4v4. So that does help our Team Luminary. It doesn't help the effort here from team preparation to try and bring themselves back into it. A-site now the intended target, and all we got is Tesco there to stop it. Just like the department store, he's going to fail horribly.
Yeah, Lanaton just absolutely wrecking Tesco there. And Luminary, well, they'll do what they can, but Mala is cleaning up house as Lambi is also doing tons of damage. Archer looking for his first kill of the game here. He's got Adam in assistance. He's taking quite a bit of damage from both these players here, and the fight will come through. Maketic does get the first one. Kurtlers will get the second, and that will be that. So Team Luminary, well, I mean, they probably could force here. They probably will force here. And team preparation will be more than happy to oblige with any kills needed. Actually, no. Luminary won't.
That's an interesting one. I just realized Mike Tug is that's basically Swedish for power.
Power.
Indeed.
Okay, then. Well, I do apologize, but I'm not going to call him Power.
No, I'm not going to call it power either, but power as in strong, something
strength.
Strength. I guess, that's probably a better translation. But Mace there, not going to find anything, but Kurtlers will find himself a tasty little morsel on Lambi.
Yeah. I mean, ironically, that young man has the same nickname as a South African rugby player.
Indeed, Pat.
Yep, Pat Lambi.
Indeed, and Tesco here probing around with his deagle. Very iconic skin, and always recall Freiburg rocking that skin as well as NBK and Happy. But meanwhile, nobody's too happy if you're on the Luminary side because they're getting slaughtered here on this anti-eco.
Yeah, there are some really filthy first bullet AKs coming out here from the Swedes, and I mean, it is a country known for heavy aggressive aimers, and they certainly are fitting the bill at the moment.
That's what I always found about them as well from casting them in previous years, even at the lower levels. They're just super aggressive. Not quite as like nutty aggressive as the CIS teams can sometimes be, because those guys can be rather outrageous. I recall Vegas Squadron a couple of years ago recently found some success. They are massively aggressive and always have been. It's not quite the Swedish way, but it is certainly a faster style than the CIS guys, because those guys are aggressive, but they do take their time about it. The Swedes don't waste any time.
No, they do not. I'm having a bit of FPS issues here. I'm just going to reconnect quickly and see if that'll fix it.
Cool, go for it. Well, we're okay on this side. It is the buy round. It's two each on both sides. Team Luminary versus Team Preparation in ESEA main. The third game of the evening. And we got an AWP in the hands of Lambi. No AWP in Team Preparation's hands. So this AWP in towards the sniper window here could potentially find an early kill. And they're going for mid control again. It seems to be Preparation's want to do that. And they got 3 players in there. And there could be a potential trade happening here. Adam fully flashed, and the players bypassed him here and connected. This could be huge. He finds himself one, and then they turn around and take him down. Could have been bigger, but it is still pretty even. And unfortunately for the Swedes, they're dropping like flies here. Only one of them left alive. Laniton, the last guy here. And we haven't said his name too much, and he's going to have to do something crazy to make this work. Will he be able to find it? And forcing the AWP out. The AWP actually standing in the fire to try and get the shot off on him, but it's not going to matter too much. He wide peeks Mace, and Mace sprays him in the face.
As it should be done.
Exactly, that's what Mace is for. That or creepy stalkers.
Some chappies rapper for you. Mace is illegal in warfare.
Really?
Yeah, pepper spray is not allowed to be used in warfare, which seems ironic.
I guess it is.
Shoot a person.
I guess it is chemical warfare, isn't it? Isn't that covered by the Geneva Convention?
Then why would it be allowed in day-to-day? Does that mean that you could use mustard gas as a form of self-defense?
I think it's entirely appropriate. Mustard gas, come
possibly.
on. Sorry, man. I just had to stop with that one. I've been watching some World War I stuff, and you say mustard gas in a little canister in a lady's purse. That's just crazy.
Yeah, Mace getting ultra aggressive up mid here. Does Kurtler spot him? He does indeed. The flash helps him out there, though, as Mace not quite as effective as the little pocket of pepper spray, as it were. I've seen a lot of teams playing this double aggressive setup here on the ramp, and somebody's not watching somebody's back. Adam gets almost wrecked there. That would have been a train wreck had that gone through, and unfortunately this lack of mid control from Team Luminary has allowed Stein to push through. Tesco getting aggressive. He's taking a chance, and it's not going to work out, and that should be the end of that. The AWP is...
Ew, that was casual.
Lanniston's first bullet is probably the nuttiest I've seen this month. That was crazy. That's 2 rounds that I've seen now from him, where he just steps out and absolutely one-bangs a guy straight out of the server.
Yeah, that was most entertaining. 3-2, and it's going to be 3-all. So I think, oh, there you go. Team Preparation coming back into it handily. They are an MGO that's been around in Counter-Strike for a while. A fair few players that are known nowadays that have actually come through the ranks as well. So have been a breeding ground for the Swedish CS, and maybe we'll see a couple of these names in future in bigger teams. I hear Fnatic might need a new player or two.
Yeah, I mean, they'll probably go and raid a couple of the younger teams, and Team Preparation. I mean, I don't know if they'll get them.
No, I doubt it. I'm being facetious. But Lambi also being facetious, pushing up there and getting himself a dirty headshot on the dirty headshot machine himself, Laniton.
Yeah, and I mean, as I said, Lambi is the Swede for Team Luminary, so just showing, I mean, as good as your Swedes are, I'm just as good. Sign, though, is helped out by Mektik there, and they'll take out Mace. Last remaining member on the site will be Archer. He hasn't had the best of starts to this game. Can he make it work, though?
Well, it see what he can do, and he has been spotted but finds himself a headshot anyway. That was really well done, using the mobility of that weapon, but he's going to get utterly slaughtered, and the slaughter continues from Muller. Bomb plant will come in here, and there's the flank. This could work out, and it's, oh geez, he nearly fluffed that. He should get punished here. They just seem too worried about the player that's coming through window, and he gets himself a free kill before getting traded. It's a 1v1. Lambie should have it, and he does.
And, I mean, somehow Team Luminary comes out of that with more weapons and utility than Team Preparation had. How?
Yeah, I don't understand. That shouldn't have happened, but it did. So there's Team Luminary drawing into the lead again, taking the lead that was very briefly equaled there from Team Preparation. They went 3-all. Luminary takes out a little bit of space. It's just a smidge there. Into round 8 we go, and we will see a buy on both sides, but the money is not so good either way.
Yeah, and I mean, Team Luminary, despite winning that round, actually come out slightly worse. They've got 3 UMPs, an M4, and an AWP up against 4 AKs and an AWP. I mean, much less utility, I think, all around than Team Preparation. But Luminary, not looking too shabby. I suppose they could, if they get into good situations. Again, Tesco with this ultra-aggressive stance in the stairs.
Yeah, it hasn't always worked for them either. Ooh, that nade. Not going to be feeling good. But you do feel like Team Luminary went to the local jumble sale and kind of put together whatever they could based on the weapons that they got. And
Tesco.
wow, Tesco getting aggressive. That is an incredible play from him, walking through the smoke there and being completely unspotted. That gives them an advantage despite the weapon disadvantage that they have. And geez, the nade damage that is landing on Laniton. Meanwhile, a kill there on Sane and Mace. And gets himself a kill before the pressure comes in there from Ram, but 1 HP on Kurtulers, and they are completely aware of where Adam is. I just don't see this working out for Preparation, and it's not going to.
No, it does not. Team Preparation, despite having some very, very good first bullet aim, doesn't really help if you can't see anything. So Team Luminary, just fantastic at using their nades to slow things down, and they just do not deal with this aggression from Tesco. I mean, he is wildly aggressive here, and Team Preparation, that's 2-3 times now that they've been caught out, and they lose players. Sometimes it works out, they can, recover, but generally Team Luminary is more than capable of turning it around, and it is going to be a full B rush. Actually not. They're going to slow it down.
Pulls up the handbrake.
Yeah, Team Luminary hasn't shown much mid control though. I mean, we were watching, what was the Turkish team, Dark Passage last night, who showed a huge propensity for mid control, as Adam will go down there after getting 1 kill. Sign does get that and pick himself up the AK now. So Luminary in a bit of a shaky situation if they aren't careful.
Mace getting really aggressive, but he still gets the kill.
It's traded out though, so I mean, still not the best. As Team Preparation does have a Deagle and a P250 that can do some severe damage, especially Tesco, not at full HP. He's not going to move into the window room area, as a Team Preparation moves to the top of mid after starting at the bottom of mid.
And not too much HP between them on Team Preparation either, so it's going to be tough work. They need the Deagle on Kurtulers to maybe do a bit of work, and there's the AK that was picked up. That brings it up towards them, and Lambie in a good position here, but he needs to land the shot. And he's under some pressure and lands a beautiful shot, and I thought he got the follow-up now in the 1v1, and it's not going to matter. Gets the kill anyway before his teammate even gets anywhere near the site to support him. So
yeah, I think Laniton needed anything but a Glock there.
Yeah, he dinked him as well, which made it quite dicey. If he had a different pistol, it might have gone a little differently. So
Yeah,
6-3 at the moment, the full buy on both sides. Team Preparation with 3 on the board. You got to feel if they can get at least 6, they'll feel okay going into their CT side. And Luminary, I think, have pulled a few rounds out of the fire.
Yeah, I mean, I think the way it's gone, it just feels like Team Luminary probably does a little bit better than 9 rounds here. Could very well get up to 10, 11 if Team Preparation isn't able to get anything going, because a lot of Team Preparation's rounds seem to be a flash and then a nutty headshot that kind of gets them in. Whereas Luminary has shown a much better situation at, a much better usage of their utility to actually slow things down and take fights, apart from obviously Desco just being wildly aggressive.
Indeed, and the mid control continues here from team preparation. Poking around here towards ramp is Laniton. He's shown some good form with the AK. Going to be denied a little bit there, the late utility use, but Sane has managed to sneak himself in towards Connector, and depending on what sort of timing he can find here, he might be able to find them an opening kill.
Yeah, I mean, team preparation has no utility to speak of. They've got 2 flashes, a grenade, and a smoke, so really are going to need to hit some of those delightful shots. I don't see Sign actually being able to do much here. Lambie clearly is aware of something up. He's going to spot the player jiggle peeking. He should spot him very, very soon. So it's up to Adam. He's got to get the first kill. He does get the first, doesn't get any more than that though. As Laniton going to take a long range fight. He wins that. Tesco has taken out Muller. Lambie finally does hit that shot on Kurtlis, and not aware of Sign close. So Sign somehow got ahead of him, but he is in a 1v2. He has been spotted by Archer. Does Archer win the fight? No, he does not. Sign is low. Mass does have a kit and a smoke. He's going to throw the smoke. He knows where Sign is.
What?
Sign up to the task. Unfortunately, Mace, I don't really know why he decided to white peak like that, or actually just continue the spray.
But what was he doing with that smoke in the first place as well? He could have used the smoke to cross himself as opposed to just randomly throwing it into the bomb site.
Yeah, or just smoke the
Smoke the ramp?
Yeah, smoke the ramp. Try to do anything there.
Yeah, that was a weird one. 30 HP there as well on Sign, and we didn't think he would be a big factor in the round, but turns out that he was. So, yeah, Lambie getting aggressive, managing to get the jump right there. That's kind of tricky, and the buy overall is kind of tricky for them. They're in a pretty tenuous position here, but maybe that early aggression is going to work out for them.
Yeah, Team Luminary in a couple of rough rounds. It's been backwards and forwards. And at the moment, favours team preparation fairly heavily in terms of the weaponry. But I mean, we have seen team preparation lose to rounds like this as well. So, got to be a bit careful of. I mean, this time there's no aggression from Team Luminary, and you can see how slow preparation is playing as a result.
Very classic mid hold here from Luminary as well, with the one player towards the top of the middle looking at. The underpass with the AWP or a rifle, you know, looking up at the top. So
is Tesco Fur's second name by chance?
Who knows? He's super aggressive, but there is an ATAC coming in here, and that's also pretty aggressive coming out of team preparation. And they might
and
get
Kurtlis could get done here. No, I think a little bit more speed there from Tesco. He does in fact get the kill, but not fast enough to prevent getting returned by Kurtlis. Adam, though, is available. He gets the kill on Kurtlis. It's a 3-on-3. Team preparation doesn't have the best positioning, and somebody's not watching in time. Sign. Oh, dear lord, that should have been a lot easier for team preparation than it was in the end.
Yeah, that was messy, honestly. And as you mentioned, the flank from Tesco could have undone them, but he only got one, and it really wasn't enough to bring it towards them. I think the weapon disadvantage might have been the telling factor there.
And Team Luminary, finally with no money.
Indeed, 6-5 at the moment, and it's probably going to be 6-all unless... Well, I like the Zeus buy though, Adam. What's he going to do with it though? I want to know that. Is he actually going to do something fun? No, he's in connector. Why? Why?
I have no idea. Oh, Archer's at a barbecue. Not of his own making or of his own desire.
No, he definitely wouldn't have been looking for that. But
sort of like one of those barbecues that you could call to by a girlfriend. You're like, I don't really want to go. It's like, you have to meet my family. And like,
No, I don't want to.
Yeah. Got out there with his life though, so I suppose that's a big plus. A lot of people don't.
Indeed, and in they go here, getting all the kills. And their Sign also adding to it as well. The bomb site cleanly in their hands, and I don't think a retake is really on here. Tesco still in the kitchen there, hoping to find something, and his teammate's going to go down too, as does he. Sign putting in a great round there, and the anti-eco getting himself a triple kill.
Yep, and Prep. Oh, sorry, Mala gets himself the Zeus. Quite interesting that the Zeus replaces your gun, though.
Yeah, it's kind of weird how that works in the HUD, but just CSGO things. Full buy now, 6-all, and no AWP available for Team Luminary. They were looking like they were going to show their opponents here a clean pair of hills. You were speculating at one point maybe 10 for Team Luminary, but they've certainly taken the foot off the gas, and preparation playing very simply but landing the shots.
Yeah, I mean, it's a hard strategy to beat when it's working. Just hitting nutty shots. Worked for NIP for many years. It works for FaZe currently.
Indeed, very effective if you got the right sort of players. And Mace was a very nicely timed peak there, but not really able to capitalize on it. And he's going to be a little annoyed with himself that he caught a player with a nade in the hand and wasn't able to convert it into kill. Meanwhile, A-side take coming in. 2 players coming from ramp, 2 players coming from Palace over there, and a lot of pressure on Tesco, but they're slowing it down, interestingly, and this is going to make an opening for him, and it does. He gets himself 1 before he gets traded off. Adam also adding to it overall. He's under a ton of pressure, though, with 3 players peeking him. They peek him 1 at a time, though, and he gets 2. That shouldn't have happened. 1v3 now, and all on Laniton to do. And he's a really skilled player, but we haven't seen him win these sorts of situations yet. He's been in a couple.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has the 1 bullet aim to win this kind of thing, but as you say, maybe he just doesn't have the mindset to consistently pull them through. As he's going to try make a play here. Does he go mid, though? Might be the better idea. Try and catch somebody rotating. Looks like that is his idea. And he's actually going to push through. If he wins the short battle, if you...
Oh,
he does actually do it. And I mean... Unfortunately, Lambie's actually... Why? Why take that fight, though?
I don't understand that. It seemed almost like he got a little ahead of himself and thought, wow, I'm winning these fights. I'm going to try that one again. Not the greatest idea, but it does help Team Luminary put themselves in the lead again, 7-6. This has been a real back-and-forth battle so far. And Team Luminary in a pretty good position, but not money-wise. And the buy's still under a little bit of pressure, but the truth is the money on both sides is not great. So this is the make-or-break round. Who's going to win the half? Probably based off this round.
Yeah, this should be the defining round of the half. As Lambie, I think, flashed himself there. Sign gets a kill onto Adam. He's looked good this whole round. This whole half has Sign. Tesco, once again with that super aggression, gets himself a kill. Sign, though, picks up a double of his own. And Luminary, bit of 6s and 7s. They don't really have anybody on B site at this point. They got Mace up in the... They must have heard that.
One would
preparation,
think so.
making the move towards B. I mean, surely they must have realized that's going on now.
Yes, we shall see. Sign on 5 HP, so he's going to switch out to the Galil, the weaker of the weapons. They might even use him as bait running into the side. It's still interesting to see that Luminary haven't rotated anybody aggressively just yet. We see now 1 player Archer moving over there in case that there's somebody there. And had team preparation accelerated, they might have gotten a pretty open site. But of course, they don't have the X-rays that we have the privilege of seeing, so they're not going to know that. Site execute coming here, and there is at least 1 player ready to receive them. It's all on Archer now, and a lot of pressure on this player. Does he find the right time? He finds the low player first. They're going to need to trade him off, and there's going to be the trade from Muller. So 2v2 bomb will go down. And a player already quite close, so this could potentially catch them out if he makes the move. But he is spotted. Kurtula's going to find him, and it is a 1v2. 1 HP on Kurtula's, and he's going to get extinguished. Orpa versus AK here. 3k already on Tesco. And he's completely flashed, but the shot is missed by Muller, and he's under pressure. As this gets closer, it makes it harder for the player with the AWP to win the battle.
Yeah, Muller hasn't had the best of games, and Tesco is ultra aggressive. He's going to try and make something happen, but just making a bit too much noise here. Muller playing it magnificently, though. Spot that. And so long as he stays away, and what a shot. Close range with the AWP. And Muller had a wonderful round there. He's still bottom frag, well, not bottom fragging quite for the team. That'll actually be Mike Tech. I don't know how the hell you say his name. I do apologize if I'm brutalizing your name, but it's hard. Okay, it's hard.
Indeed, it is hard, and well, it's hard if you're Team Luminary looking at the money situation. We have seen them do pretty well despite not having the best weapons so far. And Tesco getting aggressive yet again. This guy is just holding down W always. As you said, Izzy Fur almost feels like it with the way that he plays. And unfortunately, that time not being successful, staying there with a very nice addition to his original spray. Just a little adjustment.
His burst is just so good. It really just feels so crisp when he's bursting. I mean, I wouldn't say he's a fantastic player, but certainly those early couple of shots, it looks really, really great. Archer, he's not going to do a whole lot of anything. Try to take a long range fight to the CZ, and that is, in fact, 8-7 for team preparation. Luminary has a ton of work to do here because this team preparation lineup of Swedes looks very, very good.
Indeed, you may need to fix your mic. Unfortunately, you're sounding a little robotic, but such is life. We do have these audio problems occasionally, so we will fix that. Meanwhile, team preparation are in the lead, as you mentioned, and being in the lead, they're going to be feeling pretty confident going into this particular half. I think, particularly on CT side, they should be slightly favored, and if they show the level of aim and teamwork that they had in their previous half, particularly coming back from the deficit, they'd actually be pretty well placed to win this. Meanwhile, Team Luminary did look really good early on there, but they let it slip a little bit towards the end, so they lose the half, but still very much in it. With 7 on the board, you're still in it on Mirage. Mirage can go quite 50-50 and playing relatively quick towards A here. Looks like we're going to see an execute.
In preparation, a lot more passive than Luminary was, so looking more for the retake on A, and oh, that's gotta suck. My tech hits get hit with a heady as the entrance starts. So team preparation. Well, they're going to spot 2 people in the jungle area. This is a critical fight for them to win. They do actually get Tesco. They have spotted Mace. He's taking a tiny bit of damage though, as Lambie's trying to take the fight. Kurtler's here, and these Luminary fights are just not working out for them. That's 4-on-1 right now, and that'll be that as Curtis picks up the kit and finishes off the round. So Luminary, not really the best decision making there, trying to take those fights.
Indeed, a little bemused at how that actually worked out, considering the early damage was favouring Luminary quite well. But team preparation playing the retake on A, very passive, and we see a lot of teams do that nowadays. So it shows you team preparation are quite, shall we say, up with the current meta of how to play the map.
Standard, I think.
Yeah. Standard approach. I mean, we do see in South Africa a lot of teams still like to go for the fights in the A side, and that's not really the way you play it anymore.
Oh, I do like this setup in team preparation. Double peeps in mid with the M4s at range. And cleaning up Team Luminary quite effectively here. There's only 1 player left. That'll be Adam, who has sneakily gotten himself to the top of the scoreboard for his team. But he's not able to add to any of that this round. And Muller will pick up a deagle there for his troubles.
Indeed, as you mentioned, that little setup quite interesting, and I like that. It almost reminds me a little bit of what North used to do in apps on Inferno. That hold towards the balcony where they'd both just sit at the same angle with rifles. A little bit of a different space, but same sort of idea.
Yep.
An aggression here, and the aggression's going to get punished by Archer. He's still in a 1v1 at the moment. He's not going to win that, but early frags favouring the Brits.
Yeah. And they do look to be making a play towards A. I mean, they know that there's probably 2 players on A at this point. And unfortunately, team preparation has misread it slightly. Lannerton has moved towards the middle area. That early show of presence in the middle from Team Luminary seems to have just put a little bit of doubt into the Swedes' heads. All up to Kurtler's now. He has to hit at the very least 1 kill, possibly 2. Not going to get a single one.
Yeah, it's probably safe territory now, but he's still taking the fight. Unfortunately, caught a bit wrong-footed there, and it's going to be Sane left with that weapon, and he's still going for it somehow. That seems a little insane, and it's going to prove to be true. He gets tucked very neatly into bed, nice and late at night.
Maced in the face.
Maced in the face, yes. You could definitely use that should we cast these teams more, I guess. But 10-8 now for team preparation, still in the lead. Team Luminary bringing it closer. And why do both of them have team in their name? We know they're teams, guys.
Yeah, preparation, Luminary. I don't know. I mean,
seems like an American sport thing to call yourself team, right?
No, it's an American thing to call yourself like an abstract. Well, not necessarily an abstract concept, but a sort of like it's like there's one team that's like called the Thunder, then there's like the Avalanche. It's like, how is that a team? It's like it's a single entity that somehow becomes the name of a team.
Kind of interesting.
Like the Bear. That's my team name. The Bear.
Indeed, there's some kills coming. That was some nice shooting there. Even trades happening after the mid control comes in. I think they took him a little bit by surprise that they were all that way up the cat already. Insane, doing something that's potentially insane with where he's rotating. he might be pretty well placed to stop them. No, they're actually going to be rotating back towards A, but Mike Tig is here. He's going to be taking the fight and getting out of there smartly. That's going to cause his teammates to rotate in. Interesting that Team Luminary are still committing to this.
Yeah, I mean, they figured that they don't really have a ton of time left. They don't really have much utility either. So Mace is holding the ladder room. Does he get the kill though? He does indeed. So it's up to Mala. He's a 1v2. Oh, he's going to miss the first shot.
Nice work
Great
there.
close range AWPing.
He knows where the other player is because the shot has rung out already. Is he? Ooh, jeez, I thought he had it, and he didn't. Very nice shot there from Mace.
Yeah, that was a filthy shot there from Mace. Been a lot of filthy shots tonight, though.
Yeah, I gotta say the skill level of these players is pretty good. You know, you think, okay, ESEA main, it's a couple of levels below Pro League, but there has been some considerable skill showcased tonight, and that's even without us being able to cast Cookley twice.
Yeah, I mean, Cookley is, like I said, his skill is suspect these days, unfortunately.
Who knows? Is
Rightly
it real?
or
Isn't
wrongly,
it real?
it's suspect.
So nothing really in the way of money on the side of team preparation, and therefore not too much to work with other than a P250, and still somehow Landerton's going to get a kill there. That shouldn't happen, but it did happen.
Yeah, I mean, highly unlikely team preparation wins this round, but crazier things have happened. And Tesco making certain that crazy things do not happen, as Archer is cleaning up and Mace and Lambie contribute as well. So only Adam without a kill this round, but he's sitting pretty at 19. The rest of the team still trying to catch up.
Adam's been pretty quiet though, getting to that 19 total. I don't feel like we've seen the huge highlights from him that we have maybe from Tesco or Lambie, but still doing the work, quietly going about his business. And on the other side, you got Sane, who has done some pretty insane things. 21 kills.
Yeah, Sane's looked a lot better, but you know, it's often how worthwhile are Adam's kills, because you'll often see players like that get a ton of kills, but do they really make it much of a difference in the end? And
Indeed.
I think Adam is certainly one to go and have a look at.
Sorry, Palace, shall I say, and out they come. Ready for the spray down from Kurtlis. He's going to get himself one, dancing around now. Should find another, doesn't actually, gets punished by Lambie, but it is a 4v2. And Lambie needs to find some of those sick shots to bring it back towards his team. Not going to at the moment, and as long as team preparation play together, they should be okay, yeah, but Lambie has shown some clutch ability so far.
Yeah, the problem for Luminary is that preparation knows exactly where the bomb is, so this is actually going to be a very, very difficult 4-on-2 for them to win. Lambie's going to jump over, is going to get spotted by Sane and finished off as well. Adam, 1v4, gets the first one.
The flash from the teammate actually helps him kill. Whatever. That's just a little crazy, but he's not going to live through this. He's going to go down. Isn't long for this world, and it's all over for him. Team preparation, they're drawing into the lead again.
Yeah, it's been a very, very back and forth game between these two, and I mean, I think a lot of the rounds based on just somebody hitting a crazy shot, getting an opening, and then walking through the gap that they've now created. But I suppose it does create, it does make for very interesting games. As this time that double setup doesn't work, even though they do get a kill out of it. It's not from
team
one of
kill.
those two players. Yeah, like I don't think that setup is a very good setup for a buy round, but certainly for an anti-eco, it seems pretty solid.
Yeah, it didn't seem to work that well for them there, unfortunately, but nonetheless, they're not in the worst situation. They're in a bad situation if you're team preparation, considering that they one man behind in terms of the numbers still alive, but they've still got weapons, they've still got possibilities, and of course Tesco is relatively low, so really the next couple of kills are going to be the crucial ones. And he's Lambie with the AWP, you got to favour him, and he gets it. That now swings around. I think 4v2 makes it really difficult for team preparation. Yeah,
unless Luminary runs directly into the jaws of a trapped wolf. Preparation, waiting, and I mean, Lambie could get done here depending on how and when he turns.
Whew, that was quite the shot.
Nade.
Ow.
Kobe. Yeah. The Quibus to the face.
Indeed. And again, just trading rounds. Yeah, tonight we've had some very close games, which has been good to see. I think if we had casted the Quantum Bellator game, probably wouldn't have been very close. So Always good to cast good teams, but sometimes also good to cast close games, and definitely keeps us on the edge of our seat here. And team preparation, well, they're fully investing here, going for the force buy, deciding to go all in, and this could undo them horribly, or it could prove to be a masterstroke. I'm kind of going with horribly here.
Yeah, Luminary has shown a much bigger propensity to take huge amounts of mid control, and you can see heavy mid presence. 4 players here. They got one guy lurking on the A site in the bomb. I mean, pretty far out of control, but they will seemingly send a player there now, and preparation hasn't really been very good at dealing with the mid control. We saw an attempt last round and not working out very well. Trade on 2 players, but Luminary will be happy to accept that, as Tesco appears to just be making a lot of noise instead for the B take to occur.
Got a bit more robot voice going on, man. Unfortunately, Soundcard not playing ball with us tonight. Unfortunately, sorry about that, guys. But in towards this B side goes Mace, and he sprays it in the face of saying, "I'm stealing that from Prof. He used that already." So we'll see the bomb plant come in. It is a 3v3 nonetheless, so the retake is possible. They just don't have a kit, so they're going to need to make tracks and hurry up and make sure that they take these battles and maybe win them. Lannerton on the long flank here through the B apps, but they do seem to have some awareness that he could be there, and it's going to be on the other 2 players to make it happen, and it's not going to happen so far, but there is finally a kill, and another kill coming in for the CTs. It is a 2v1, and they are on...
Bomb's not planted for him.
Yeah, it's not planted, and it's not going to work out. 4 HP there on Kurtulers, but he gets the kill, and there's the defuse.
And another anti-eco.
Yeah, this seems to be a bit of a trend.
Just a bit. No team has won more than 3 rounds, I think, in one go.
That is an interesting thing to look at, and we can see that on the HUD, yeah. 22 kills still on Sane, 21 on Adam, so he's catching up, but KD on Sane is a little crazy, though. He seems to live through those encounters a little bit more than Adam, so that either means he's a little bit baity, or it means that Adam just goes looking for work more. Who knows? But 12 to 11 at the moment.
Sane doesn't seem to be very baity if you look at how he plays. He does tend to take like fairly open peaks. I think his aim is just very good.
Indeed it is. 1 minute 20 on the clock. Nobody's dead. What is this? Swedish CS people are supposed to die early, and there's a horribly failed smoke attempt towards the window, so they're going to waste another smoke trying to block that out. That's a little unfortunate. You hate to see it, but it happens at the pro level even.
Well, I mean, unless apparently you're called Zera, and then you intentionally do things like that.
Yeah, I don't buy that personally, but you know, people do buy the Kool-Aid that SK sold. And there's a kill for Sane, adding to his total. Maketick here in a really good position, and I think that was a team flash as well. That means he gets himself 2, which works out great. Sane also finding another one in Kurtulers towards the ramp. Wow, that flash really cost Team Luminary rather dearly.
And that was a fantastic round for preparation to win, because that actually does break Luminary's money now. Luminary, I don't think they're buying here. They didn't do it in the first half either, and this could be enough for Team Preparation to get the win here. They've got to be very careful though. They haven't looked great at times against some of these weaker buys, and Luminary looks like... Is it going to be a B rush, or is it going to be more mid control? Yep, mid. Luminary does seem to love this quite a bit. Indeed
they do, and we did say we thought the CT force buy wasn't a good idea, but it did actually work out for them. Oof, I hate that jump. It is the worst thing as a player in window when you get clipped with a P250 jumping there. Ooh, the teammate getting shot. Thankfully it was only an MP9. But a lot of pressure being put on here by these players. I still don't see how it's going to work out, but you never know, they might find a cheeky kill. Not going to work out just yet, and Malo with the USP doing some damage, and they're still going for the boosts here. This is... Well, that's rather tenacious from them, but it's not going to work out.
Yeah, I mean, preparation seemingly aware of what's up, and everybody trained. Crosses in the right spot. Male whiffing a...
Ooh.
Okay. Whiffing a much easier shot than it probably... Well, he whiffed a very easy shot, let's put it that way, and that should definitely not have happened. But preparation, I think, in a situation now where the next round probably guarantees them a win, if they can get it into their side of the column. But Luminary, Well, dangerous team. I do think that, like, Adam has gotten a lot of kills, but they don't feel very impactful at all.
Yeah, that is a problem for them, I would think. And considering the buy they've got, the money situation, it's pretty much over if they don't take this round. Do they have something else to show? And it seems like they're also stacked up here towards
Male.
B, and
Yeah,
he's done
that's
huge
actually-
damage.
It's actually that's the first time I think I've seen
Oh.
it. Gets the second one as well. Can he get a third? I think a third is a massive bonus. He's now caught in between a rock and a hard place, and
Look at the HP.
yeah. In progression, they just got to play this correctly. Though they have a player moving through the apps. That'll be Marktech, so he's got to make certain that comes through as Kurtlis and Sign. Now the tip of the spear, as it were. Can they make it work? Lots of damage dealt. I don't think that that will have been communicated. But oh, there we go. First one, but it's a trade out. Tesco is going to go down there. Last player on short. Do they know where he is? The bomb is planted for him, and it's all up to him. Not going to happen. Mace not capable this round, and unfortunately, that seems to be the end of it. As a Luminary 11-15 down, they need to make some true magic happen now.
Yeah, life is difficult if you're on Team Luminary. I guess the only silver lining for them was the fact that they got the bomb plants. That does mean that they'll be able to bring out the 5 AKs, and with the 5 AKs, it means there is still a chance. You can never count a team out in CSGO. There's 4 map and match points in this best of 1 for team preparation. Will they be able to put this one to bed and put us to bed here at midnight in South Africa, or will Team Luminary keep it going? Let's see what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, I will say one thing. Male has really turned up, I think, in the second half once he's gotten that all. He's got a number of critical kills. There's Lannerton starting things off well with Mace, and Archer will go down. That's the 2 low fraggers for Luminary, and unfortunately, been a problem the whole game with those 2. As Adam now gets the kill onto Marktech, but Luminary is in the rather unenviable position of needing to win now. A 3v3, and that kill from Tesco, fantastic, gives himself a chance. Does Lannerton walk himself into the crosshair? He does indeed, feeds himself to Adam, and it's all up to Kurtlis now in the A side. Does he get spotted? Adam is not going to check there, so this could potentially go badly. Sign has rocked up though, and that'll be a kill on Lambie through the connector. Kurtlis gets the next one. It's all up to Adam. It's Adam versus Sign now, the 2 top fraggers for each team, and who is going to get the spot? Adam has the advantage, but he is low, so it's 1v1 for each of these players. 1 bullet to the brain will kill either of them. Adam needs to pick up the AWP. Very, very careful. He can't make too many mistakes here. Now, is he going to spot Sign? He is going to spot Sign. He's not going to win the fight, and that'll be that.
On my side, the weapon just floated in the air a little bit like the Matrix there for some reason. But yeah, that was that. And I think you meant to say pick up the bomb, not the AWP.
Oh.
But it's okay, it's late at night, so that's all good. I thought that was a really entertaining game. Some nutty aim being showcased in 2 rather contrasting styles in the way that they approached taking early control on the map, and I enjoyed tonight. Some unexpected games to cast, but overall pretty enjoyable.
Yeah, very, very enjoyable. I mean, interesting to see how, especially I think it was it Vexed that showed just like a huge turn of pace in the mid game there on that second cobble map, which just sort of did in the boys of the German team. I can't remember.
Entropy
Entropy,
Gaming. Yeah, it's all a blur. We're learning all these new teams. It's a lot of fun to do so, but overall, just nice not to be casting the same old teams in South Africa for a change.
Yeah.
Kind of like ESL Africa Season 2 when we got to cast all the African teams and then get super tilted at having to go to bed at 2 o'clock in the morning because they just insisted on overtime always.
Yeah, I mean, that was also the definition of like aggression without any sort of like tap on it.
Indeed, and these European teams in ESEA certainly showing plenty of skill and a fair bit of tactics as well. So enjoyable to do. We'll be back again. I don't know if we'll be doing tomorrow night, but I kind of feel like doing it. So if you're up for it, we'll cast a little bit more, and we'll also be casting at 4 o'clock in the morning on Thursday, casting Bravado playing in ESEA main in America because we're completely crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun one.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, guys, thanks for joining us. I've been Extremes. You can follow me at Extremes on Twitter, and there's, of course, my partner at Prophecy Gaming on Twitter. Drop us a like on the channel. give us some follows, and give us all your money, because all your base all belong to us. See, I got my dad joke in at the end. I'm feeling proud of myself, Prof.
You shouldn't.
It's late, man. I've got an excuse. Any final thoughts?
I want to see more.
Cool. Well, we will be bringing you guys more. Have a great evening, and we'll see you in the next one.
Cheers.